Let me talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince McMahon has reclaimed the WWE, but what does that mean for the WWE? Really, what does that mean for the whole wrestling industry? We're going to go ahead and discuss that. Also, we got the latest news and speculation in the wrestling industry. His name is Harry, my name is Ty, and this is the show. And we start now. So, how was your wrestling this week?
It was actually pretty pleasant. It wasn't. I mean, as far as wrestling these days can go, it could have been worse.
Well, were you blown away by anything? Did anything like captivate you?
In ring or out of ring?
Either.
Well, I mean, obviously the Vinnie Mac Daddy news is pretty captivating. Did anything in ring captivate me? Not really. No. No. Gunther wasn't like on either show, so nah. They kind of left out the best wrestler. I thought
Well,
the Sammy Roman interaction stuff. I thought that was pretty captivating. I'll say that.
well, that's good. I saw there's this Twitter. No, I was gonna say about that. There was this Twitter uh, poll. It had a lot of views. I'm sorry, a lot of votes,
Okay.
and it was asking if this is the best storyline ever.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't vote because I know it was clickbait, but I was like, no, not even close. It's a good storyline, but it's not the best storyline ever.
No. Like I think they it's kind of up and down because like at one minute they love Sammy and the next minute like they all hate him. Um, I think they're teetering on the slow burn versus rushing it. It's like I don't know. It's like one side
Well,
of the writing staff wants to like just shoot their wad all over their faces.
well, that's a that's an analogy.
Yeah, and then the other half of the writing staff wants to engage in a little bit of foreplay, twist the nipples a little bit. What the fuck are you doing, Sean? He's just
Well,
watching them.
well, I thought for a second that this was going to be the end of the storyline, like what happened on
Yeah.
SmackDown. I thought they were about to end it because of all the stuff that's going on. I thought they were like, let's just get it over with before he comes back and ruins it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's just blow up this whole story and then he'll have nothing. But let's go ahead and talk about the show. And we start off with Raw. And it started out, uh, I would say it started out pretty pleasant. So we start out Raw.
It was
The
pretty.
music starts playing.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we start out. The music starts playing. Plays a couple notes, and then all of a sudden it cuts off. And we cut to in ring, and the bloodline is kind of destroying the ring. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, we're starting off different here. That's good.
It was very
Then
jarring. That's for certain. Because they went into the stupid theme song, and then it just stopped. And then you hear, the shit's going down. And then you
yeah,
see the Usos and Sakoa Joe and Sammy just throwing shit, and they tipped over the commentator desk.
yeah. So you don't have Kevin Patrick's stupid intro. Didn't have time to do his stupid intro, and Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to get. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. Raw. Or whatever. He says Raw weird. That's the gist of that. And then he says teary.
Teary. Yeah.
I can't let that go. So yeah, the bloodlines in the ring, or the bloodlines outside of the ring, they're wrecking shit.
Yeah.
And then they go in the ring, and this is all this is all from what happened on SmackDown. The fact that Roman Reigns lost. So the
Right.
bloodline is like, we're
Jimmy even
taking
gets on
over.
commentary and says the bloodline's taken over.
Yeah, so they're holding they're holding Monday Night Raw hostage.
Yep.
Uh, and then all of a sudden, or Sami Zayn, he gets on the microphone. He says a little spiel, and then all of a sudden, here comes Kevin Owens.
Of course.
And as soon as his music hit, I said, "Oh, great, we're about to see Kevin Owens versus the Uso in some sort of fashion."
Right?
You've put me onto that. And Kevin Owens out there, he's out there. He's like, "I have a mic, but I just want to punch Sammy in the face."
Yeah. He said,
He,
well, Sammy said that a lot of people are going to get hurt. And the reason is because of Kevin Owens.
yeah. So then he just runs to the ring, him against all of Bloodline, minus Roman Reigns, of course, because it's Monday Night Raw. Why would he show up on Monday Night Raw? He's only the champion of Monday Night Raw.
Right.
We go, we get a little Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline for a little bit, and then out comes Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce, he finally grows a backbone and says, "We're not doing this. This is a new year. This is a new Raw. We're not, the Bloodline's not running things here." And basically demands that they stop this. And he sends security to escort the Bloodline out of the ring. Of course, the security just gets.
Sokoa Joe beats the shit out of the security as they each enter into the ring. There's one that he just slaps like a woman, and he just like goes stiff as a board and just falls backwards. It was great. So then, like, of course, at that point, security's scared to go into the ring. So then Owens just looks at Pierce and kind of shakes his head. And then Owens, being the genius that he is, he goes into the ring by himself against four men. And naturally, they whoop his ass because, it's four men against one.
Yes. Then all of a sudden, and I like this little piece. The rest of the Raw locker room, well, the baby faces of the locker room, they came out to help clear the Bloodline out of the ring because, I thought it was kind of starting like, this is our show, we're taking it back, and then this starts a whole thing of like, let's get one of those titles back from Roman or something. But maybe that is where it's leading, but we didn't get there yet. The the locker room comes out, so then the Bloodline bails out of the ring because now they're outnumbered.
Of course.
And then Pierce says he's putting every member of the Bloodline in a match. Uh,
Which is a good
Solo.
punishment for, stopping production, assault, and all that stuff. Just put
Well,
them to work.
you can't fire him or anything.
Well, you can't fire Roman and Sammy. I guess you can fire Sokoa Joe.
No, you can't. Have you noticed that Roman Reigns pretty much controls him, Adam Pierce?
Sort of.
Like, he can't do that without running it by Roman.
Fair enough.
But yeah, he says he's going to put them all in a match. And that's the way the opening segment ends. And again, I like the opening. Uh, and again, it reminded me, just like the other week, it reminded me of the NWO, kind of, a little bit, not like to that extreme, but it reminded me of NWO. And I like the fact that the locker room actually finally defended their brand.
Well, like you said, it was different. So I mean, they didn't start off with like a 30-minute promo. They didn't just start talking shit. It was just all action. So yeah, I liked it a lot.
We then move on to our first match.
Well, first we get Belair backstage. She says she ain't no victim, and she's done with Alexa Bliss. And she said, "Don't be
Oh,
blaming Bray Wyatt on your crazy headedness. You're
I think
your
I
own
may have missed
person."
that part.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
then,
think I missed that part.
well, this was right before the match.
Yeah, I missed that whole thing. But go ahead.
Um, so yeah, so then we get to Bliss and Belair for the women's championship. I guess they've been teasing this for like what, 2 weeks now?
Well, yeah, Bliss won that. The, they had all the triple threat things, and then Bliss finally won one.
Uh huh.
So she's claimed the right to challenge for the championship. This is that match. This is their payoff.
And that's when they did, because she won, and then that's when they teased the Sister Abigail, and then the next week they did the face off, and that's when
She hit her in the head with the vase.
the vase. Yeah,
I've heard about voice.
it's a vase.
And let us know in the comments below. Did you say vase or vase? Um. So yeah, was that all to the backstage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So then we get into the actual match. Uh, I don't know what you want me to really say about the match. It
Well, I
was
noticed
there.
that Bliss was covering her ears when Belair was being announced. I don't know. I don't know if she was playing on the crazy Wyatt shit, or if it was just that loud, or what. I thought that was kind of weird, or if she was kind of throwing a fit. She was kind of being a heel.
Well, she is a heel.
Well, now she is.
Well, she was. I mean, you hit someone in the head with a vase, like you're a heel at that point.
Well, no, she had the excuse that she was under the little Wyatt trance, but I think now she's a full-fledged heel.
I guess.
She is because, well, she because of after what happened in this match, and then there was another backstage segment where like Bliss just said she's awake and it's her title now. So
Yeah. So let's talk about what happened at the end of this match. Again, I don't know what you want me to say about the match. It
yeah,
was.
I started skipping after they did that thing where Belair put her hand on Bliss's head, and then Bliss started swinging her fists. I
Oh
said,
yeah,
okay,
they literally stole that from Scary Movie 3.
did they really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And even on Twitter afterwards, the social media team made reference to it.
yeah, that
A
was really
very scary sequence.
dumb sequence. Um, there was a part where Bliss completely missed an elbow because she sucks. She's awful. She kept making these phony faces, like, "Oh, I'm so smart," because she ducked out of the way, and Belair hit her shoulder into the ring post. She was mugging for the crowd. It was very just ugh. Ah. Stop it. Like, you're obviously playing a character. Stop it. Belair did a nice little. Bliss tried to DDT Belair, but she held her, and then she turned it into a suplex, which I thought was nice. Like, I know, but Bliss is really tiny, but still, you're lifting another human being, deadlifting. I thought that was nice.
Right.
I gotta give her props. Gotta say something nice about Belair for once. They were both like really out of sync. There was a sequence where Belair was doing her little scoop slams, and then you could hear like Belair just telling Alexa Bliss to hurry the fuck up and get up. It was just really awkward. And then right after that, she shot into the ropes, but then Bliss just kind of laid down in an awkward direction, and it's just you can see how frustrated Bianca was. But then, like, you see like dudes. This is the end of the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll let you.
This is the all right. Let me wake up and talk about the important part here.
Okay.
So we get into the end of the match. Let me bring the sports entertainment part.
Ugh.
This is what I'm here for.
Okay.
We're at the end of the match. So they're outside the ring, and I don't remember completely where they were, but I think Bliss had just thrown Belair into the posts, right? And then she sees in the crowd a guy wearing Uncle Howdy's mask. Well, actually, it wasn't even Uncle Howdy's mask. It was the
It was Bray
black
Wyatt's
phone
mask.
version. Yeah, the black phone version of the mask. And of course, this puts her in a like, what the heck's going on? She throws Belair back into the ring, and she goes up to the top to do a twisted bliss. And she looks as she's climbing to the top rope. She looks, and then there's a second dude, also in Bray Wyatt's black mask, black phone mask. Golly, that's a lot. And this also throws Bliss off. So now she climbs down off the rope. So now she's seen two guys in the black phone mask. Throws her off. She climbs down. All of a sudden, on the Titantron, the Wyatt 6 logo flashes. Boom! And then Bliss, as it flashes, she holds her head like she's having like she had a concussion or something. Or like it was screaming at her. I don't know.
Like she was hearing voices.
Yeah. And then boom, it happened again. Logo flashes. Bliss holds her head, and then she turns around and jumps on the ref and starts beating the shit out of him.
Well,
This obviously
I mean,
just okay. This obviously causes a disqualification because she beats up the ref, and then she goes out and she beats Bianca Belair up, and she throws her back out of the ring, throws her into the stairs, and knocks one of the stairs off, and then she does a DDT on the stairs. Now, here's something. Here's something I find funny. So she does the DDT on the stairs. Bianca Belair is bloody, and this was actually hard way because she had stitches afterwards. So
was it really?
I thought she had, yeah,
Okay.
I thought she had put like a packet in or something, but no, she got stitches off of it, so it was real.
Yeah, because it wasn't coming. It didn't look like it was coming out of her mouth. It looked like it was just a glob on her chin.
Yeah, she cut her chin.
Oh, okay.
Um, so we get the one DDT. Now, you have to remember that Bianca Belair, number one, is a babyface. Number two, she is in her hometown for this match.
Yeah.
Okay? Keep that in mind as I tell you the next part. So, Bliss, she starts walking up the ramp, and then she comes back, she does another DDT on the steps. And then she starts to leave again. And the crowd in Bianca Belair's hometown starts chanting one more time. So they were completely behind this beatdown
Boy, were they.
on the hometown kid. And she didn't do it one more time. She left up the entrance ramp, and that's how the segment ends. And boy, was it great. This is this is story right here. Alexa Bliss might
What
be
story?
joining the Wyatt Six. This Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt thing.
But what's the story?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Because I got something for you here.
Okay, please.
I got a story for you here. So, have you noticed that, number one, you said it yourself, Alexa Bliss is a heel.
She is now.
Number two, Bray Wyatt's a babyface.
Eh.
Number three, Bray Wyatt is on SmackDown exclusively. He has not been on Raw yet. Number four, Alexa Bliss is on Raw. I'm going to stop doing the numbers. I'm just
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I thought about that as well.
And to take it even further, Bray Wyatt has not mentioned Alexa Bliss at all.
Okay.
So, I think that Alexa Bliss is actually, when she saw Bray Wyatt came back, she set this whole thing up. And she's kind of like playing everybody that she's under Bray Wyatt's control, but she's actually not. And this is just a big ruse for her to get the championship and turn heel. That's the story.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't agree with that prediction?
That just seems kind of weak. I don't I don't know what else to say. It just seems kind of weak, man.
Maybe it is weak, but it's a story.
It is a
It's a
story.
compelling story
It's
because you don't know where it's going. I mean, not for you. You just want to see bangers, but
no, I don't mind
for
the
us sports
stories, but
entertainment people,
I don't mind the stories, but the end result has to be in the ring, right? So, like the story has to lead up to an actual match, right or wrong.
right? And it's going to lead to a match, and it's going to
Okay,
lead to...
but hold on. That match is gonna suck ass because Alexa Bliss is in it. It's a fact. Alexa Bliss is gonna be involved. It's gonna be shit. So then, why are you invested in a good story if the payoff is just awful? That's why
I don't care about wrestling. That's why.
But that's what it's about.
You think I want to sit there and watch a 69-star banger? I don't care about that. I want to see a good story.
You should, because think about Austin and Bret Hart. Think about their feud and think about like how much they hated each other. Now think about if they got into the ring and they just started hissy fitting and slap fighting each other, and it was just awful. If they started wrestling like Alexa Bliss, we wouldn't be talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I don't remember too many people talking about Austin in the ring.
Are you talking?
I don't think you go back and like, I don't know. He doesn't exactly have any.
The double heel turn with him and Brett, the WrestleMania moments he had with The Rock.
Wait a minute! Whoa! You didn't talk about the match. You talked about the ending on the Bret Hart. You talked about how he was bloodied and didn't tap out to the sharpshooter. That's what you remember of that match. You don't remember...
No, I remember the whole match. I remember it started because I remember Austin was just kind of sitting in the corner acting chill, and then the bell rang, and he immediately just dove after Brett and started beating the fuck out of him. and it was a war. And I remember at the very end was Austin bloody in the sharpshooter. He passed out, and the crowd loved him for it. And at that moment, Brett was a heel.
Right.
And before all that, you had a great fucking match.
I don't know where that match lands. Like, the match itself, I don't know. I have to watch it again. We ain't talking about Bret Hart.
It's considered one of the greatest
Stone Cold.
WrestleMania matches of all time. If not the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
Well, I know definitely it's not because people, not me, but people put Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker WrestleMania 25 above that match.
I guess.
They say that's the greatest.
Yeah. Chocolate or vanilla on that one.
Well, but yeah, that's.
But again,
that's
that was a
what we're
good
going
match. That also had a lot of story in it. And I think, personally, I think the Triple H matches were better than the Shawn Michaels ones. I think Triple H is a better storyteller. He's in with the boss, so he puts a little bit more effort into it.
He knows how to tell a story.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. He fucked a mannequin in a casket for a story. So.
But again, that was out of the ring.
True, but he had a match with Kane, and it was a good match.
I don't even remember the match.
Of course you don't.
Not at all.
Why don't you just watch soap operas?
Speaking of match, this is completely off subject.
Yeah.
But did you see, or did you see any news about Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Great Muta? Did you see the finish?
I read that he stole his mist, but I didn't actually see did they kiss or something?
Yeah, he sucked the mist out of
God.
the Great Muta's mouth. He held his head and kissed him and sucked the mist out of his mouth, and then spit the mist in his mouth.
God, that gross.
Was the finish.
How do you not throw up?
I don't know.
That just makes my gag reflex go.
It was definitely a different finish. I'll give him that. But
True.
I'm like, man, first of all,
there's all sorts of wrong with that. I don't know if I'd let somebody spit anything on me, let alone spit in my mouth and then spit it back. That sounds like somebody's fetish. Instead of a finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, even just seeing someone spit the mist out, I'm starting to cringe now because it's you just got spit in your face.
Yeah,
you spit in your face,
and their breath and just. Ugh.
I know. I mean, what if there's more than spit and
yeah, it's not just the mist. There's no way you can segregate the mist from the spit. So there's some spit in there. And did they brush their teeth before eating?
Yeah, and they just get it all.
Yeah. Or did they eat Hamburger Helper or something before the match? It's all in their shit. And then you got Hamburger Helper and mist and spit on you. And it's just, you just have a bad day.
And, I almost said the word. That thing that's in the news, and he's spitting in people's face with that. I don't know if that's still really a thing, but
I don't know. Seems to be, whatever. Might as well.
Let's get off of that subject. That's probably too much. We got demonetized. Or we got the video's taken down. We said too much.
Yeah. So back to Belair and Bliss. As far as the finish, look, I had an issue with the guys in the masks. Couldn't they have worn black suits or something? Did they have to be in plain clothes?
It was about the mask.
I know it was just about but when you have...
Weren't they wearing black shirts?
I don't know. They were in plain clothes. They were in jeans and t-shirts. And then they had the stupid mask on. It just looked, I don't know. It looked like dudes wearing masks instead of some spooky element of or supernatural thing.
I don't think that was supposed to be a supernatural thing because the lights were on, so I don't think they were trying to be scary there. But did you see the security guard was like,
Yes, yes. He's like, "What the fuck? Get back, get back!" And then like he immediately sat down.
yeah, because he like the guy. You see the guy before the camera cuts. You see the guy like turn to the security guard. It's like, hey, I'm in this bit.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I would have had them at least wear suits or something. Like I don't know, it just looks so carny.
Well, those guys weren't irrelevant. Or I'm sorry, they were irrelevant.
They
Never
were
hear or
irrelevant,
see
but
from
you could
them
at least
again.
put some fucking effort into the presentation.
They were just like the
Don't have
security guards in the previous segment.
don't have Cletus and Otis come out with fucking jeans and their ripped up shirt. Hey, put on this mask. It's spooky. Just put some effort into it. Clean them up.
Okay.
Um. Okay. So in
Next.
so in little Alexa Bliss when she goes in her little tantrum and she jumps on the full grown man who is at least a foot taller than her and starts to manhandle him. In fact, I don't think you see him for the rest of the rest of that segment. He's out after that. The punches that she lands are awful. Awful. Awful, awful. They make fake punches look fake. And then she did the same thing to Bliss. And I don't know, it just makes Bliss look less credible for taking that shit.
Well, she was possessed, so allegedly.
So
They
now we're
can't.
saying, see, and that's my problem because that can't happen. That can't happen. I get
What
that she
can't
would
happen?
be possessed. I get
Whoa,
that.
that's another. Don't.
That's what you said. That's
We
what
don't
you
want to
just
go down
said.
that rabbit hole.
2 seconds. That's what you just said.
Yeah, I'm saying that's you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's a whole nother thing on whether or not you can.
You can't. Not like that. The devil is not gonna. The devil's not gonna possess somebody or in the middle of a wrestling match. I can almost guarantee it.
Okay.
Or Bray Wyatt. Even Bray Wyatt. He's not gonna possess anybody during a wrestling match. So since it can't happen, I can buy somebody, snapping their fuse or kind of losing it. But then the unrealistic part is when she manhandles the referee. I think that they should have had that one lady or the one with the big head. There's two of them. There's one with the big head, and then there's kind
Well, you can't have the other one. Well, I don't know which one has the big head, but
of
I know
probably
you
the
can't
one you're
have one
talking
of them
about.
because
Okay,
you can't have one of them, obviously. Well, even though you just had a match with Belair and Bliss,
right.
but it turned into a hate crime. So you better make sure it's the white one.
But I'm just saying, that would have been more believable to me. Um, I thought the blood was fake as shit because I thought they were trying to make it look like it was coming out of her mouth, and she just fucked it up.
I did too, but it was real.
Um, I did think it was a nice touch when she came back to do the second DDT. I liked that little ruthless thing, and you know what? I think the story would be fine, but it needs to be not Alexa Bliss because she can't fucking wrestle. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
So we move on then to Elias.
Whoa,
Um.
whoa, whoa. Theory was backstage.
Oh.
He cuts a
Okay.
promo. Basically, that's about how awesome he is, and yada yada yada. He's going to beat Seth Rollins.
All right. I don't know why I missed that too, but I did.
You sure did. Yeah,
You know,
Elias then.
it's like
It's like,
I don't know. I got up during a lot of the, I don't know, right after the matches, I would get up. So while it's going in a commercial, so
yeah.
that's probably why I missed a lot of the right after commercial stuff.
Well, they weren't very long. It was just basically, yeah. Theory talked about how this is his year, and last year was his year too, and he's not a kid. He's better than Seth Rollins. Then he left. It was
Yep. So
basic. It
same
was
old stuff.
basically the same thing with Belair earlier. She just said that she's done with Alexa Bliss, and then she walked away. So that's why I liked it, man. There's no fucking, just no soliloquies about some bullshit. No phony back and forth. No guys reacting to scripted lines and mugging, and just got into action. And you should like it too, because your stupid little dumb stories are being advanced too.
True, but I didn't see it, so there you go.
You didn't see Bliss and Belair?
Oh, we're back there. I thought we were talking about theory.
Well, no.
I, I swear I thought we were talking about theory.
Anyway, Elias sings.
When did we get back to?
I don't know. I don't have the energy.
I thought we were talking about theory.
We were.
You were talking about his backstage segment, and then you went backwards.
Yeah. There's a connector there, but it's just, I don't know. So yeah, so Elias, take it away.
Um. So we go to Elias. He opens up the segment with a song that, or no, he was going to do a song because they were in the music capital or whatever Tennessee claims to be.
It's Knoxville
And
or
before,
Nashville.
yeah,
That's where the Grand
I'm
Ole
saying,
Opry and country is.
no, I said whatever they claim to be. I don't know if they claim to be the live music capital.
Oh,
I mean, I know
I'm sorry.
Austin's definitely that, but maybe it's just the music capital. Anyway, that's not important. So they were there, and he said he was going to do a song. But before he started, he hits the first note. Joe comes out, and they are going to have a Music City street fight. And I didn't really pay attention to the majority of this match, uh, mainly because the fact that we just had a Miracle on 34th Street fight. So these another gimmick street fight this close was a little too much for me. So, and also I knew that Joe was sorry, Solo was going to win. And the one thing I would take away from this is that it probably went too long. Elias got way too much offense.
Oh my God, it was worse than their first match. Like
Yeah, he should
either
have.
Sokoa Joe is a killer or he's a competitive wrestler.
Well,
Like,
he's
how
not
is
a
he going to be?
competitive wrestler.
Huh?
I said, well, he's not a competitive wrestler.
He is if
He's
he's
a
having a
killer.
competitive match with fucking Elias.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why the match went as long as it did, other than they were trying to fill TV time. Like, that's your real reason, but
That's bullshit. Then why don't you just fucking have Sokoa Joe just squash him for 4 minutes and then have a post-match beatdown? They're not opposed to doing that every fucking match.
I don't know.
Just, yeah,
But
that bugged me
there
too.
we are.
But
So, mhm.
yeah, I skipped the stupid stipulation match, probably for different reasons than you, but also for the same ones. Also, these guys just wrestled like 3 weeks ago, so I saw it. I saw it that time. I don't want to see it a second time. When I was skipping, I did notice that there was a spot where Sokoa Joe grabs a cowbell. He looks like he's going to go hit Elias, and then somehow Elias gets it. And then he hits Joe over the back with it. And the way he sold it, my God. He did this light little pussy hit. And you would have thought Joe got hit with a chair. It's pathetic. And then some fat guy came out and hit Sokoa Joe with a guitar. And then runs really slowly and awkwardly out of the ring because Joe no-sold it. I don't know what the fuck that was all about.
Well, I don't think that guy was fat. Maybe he was.
He looked fat.
But,
Or awkward.
just
You remind me of Big Mike. How awkward he was.
So it was Michael Hardy was his name.
No idea who that is.
Don't know who it is either.
Okay.
But oh, I guess maybe he is fat. No, I think he's just wearing a baggy shirt.
Okay.
Jury's out on that. But he is the musical guest for the Royal Rumble. Oh, and his name is Hardy. His official name is just Hardy.
What is he, like Madonna?
I guess so. And I don't know if he's. Oh, apparently he does like. I don't know. I guess he's some kind of like Kid Rock wannabe. Like he does some song called Rednecker. Whoa. You were careful with that one.
Rednecker.
Yes.
See, this picture looks like he has man tits.
I don't know. Maybe he's overweight. I don't know. Don't know who this guy is.
Not that
Don't
there's
care who he
anything
is.
right with that.
But he is your musical guest, and so this spot.
So he's the musical guest, so that entitles him to hit Sokoa Joe with a guitar?
Well, I don't know why he did that, but this spot means that he will be at the. They'll probably rehash this at the Royal Rumble in some way. Because you're gonna have Joe. Why do I keep doing it? You know, he's gonna be doing his performance, and then I guess Solo's gonna come out and probably stop it, which is gonna be entertaining.
It could go one of two ways, because I've seen it go one of two ways. Either the musician is going to hold his own against the wrestler.
No, that's not how it's gonna go.
Or it's going to be like Machine Gun Kelly when he got powerbombed through the table.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that way.
I'm okay with that. But, or you know what? I'm okay with him not ever showing up on TV ever again. He might be good musically, but I don't know. He looks awkward, and I can't tell if he's fat or not.
Well, again, so I guess he has a good fan base, so there you go. Just he ain't no Kid Rock, I can tell you that already.
Okay.
Kid Rock's got that one song. Well, he's got another song. All Summer Long. That's a good one.
Have you listened to any of the Hardleys?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I heard a piece of his song
Okay.
somewhere. I mean, if I'm honest, it did sound kind of good. I didn't hear the I don't know. They just gave it like a couple minutes. So
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he's a good artist. I don't know. But yeah, that's where you get that spot. Um, and yeah, Joe, he no sold it and chased the guy off, and then he hits the Samoan spike and finishes Elias as he should.
Yeah. Well, he did the rock bottom on the piano, which looked kind of cool.
Yeah, that was the end. That was the end. We then go on to Sami Zayn and the Usos versus Kevin Owens and the Street Profits. Because again, the Street Profits. I'm sorry, because Kevin Owens have to face the Usos on Monday Night Raw in some sort of fashion.
Of course.
I guess nothing really stood out to me in this match, and the Bloodline won it.
Okay. I thought it was really lazy to have Zayn just involved in it because okay, Pierce wanted all of the bloodline to work and have a match, right? I just thought it was really lazy to put Zammy in with the Usos. Like you could have had him wrestle separately. Don't worry, Kevin Owens can still wrestle the Usos. That won't be interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of bugged me. Um, I thought, you know what, you were talking about how good Montez Ford was, or could be. So I wanted to keep an eye on him, and he does look like he could be something. But they were talking about how he's married to Bianca Belair, and this motherfucker comes out with his glittery solo cup, just sipping his little shit, and he smiles and whatever, and his wife got stitches on her chin and shit. Like he didn't look affected at all. And then like at some point, just in the middle of the match, they decided to play up Montez Ford being distracted. And it was really weird because like there was a segment where Kevin Owens tried to tag him, and then Montez was just looking with no expression, just looking, and he wouldn't tag him. So then Kevin Owens gets his ass beat, and then Montez Ford just has that same expression on his face, and it's 3-on-1 and Kevin Owens is trying to crawl away, and it's just nothing. And just they didn't explain it. It didn't go anywhere. It was just really weird and fucking awkward. And then
Well, he was concerned over his wife.
he wasn't though. At the beginning of the match, he was fine. At the beginning of the match, he was so fine that he grabbed his special little glitter cup, poured a drink into it, carried it out into the ring with his stupid sunglasses, and he was fine. But then in the middle of the match, that's when he started playing that up. It was weird. It was clunky. It was weird. It was awful.
Okay.
There's a part where they came back from commercial and Ford didn't have a shirt on anymore. I just thought that was kind of weird. And it was weird because he's standing on the apron, right? And he has his jersey. And then they go to commercial, and he's standing at the exact same way, but his shirt's off. So I'm thinking, like, how the fuck? What events transpired to cause him to shed his shirt? I was more interested in that than the rest of this fucking match. I'll tell you that.
Well, this match, yeah, it didn't really hold my attention.
Yeah, Sakoa Joe came out to take out Dawkins. I noticed that at one point, it seemed like Owens called. It's Angelo Dawkins, right?
Yeah.
It sounded like he called Angelo Dawkins Montez Ford. He said, "Come on, Montez."
Well, they're easy to mix up, I guess. In a
Not
way,
really.
both being of the same color.
Oh yeah, I guess. But yeah, Zayn hit a hell of a kick on somebody. I think it was Ford, for the win. And then the Bloodline beat the shit out of Owens after the match. Sheamus and McIntyre, Sheamus with suspenders, of course, come out for the save. And they don't explain what happened to Ford at all after the match, because Dawkins is laid out, and then Ford just kind of rolls out, but they just kind of disappear. You don't ever see him again.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like Sheamus and McIntyre, they're celebrating after chasing off the Bloodline. The Bloodline are backing off. Nobody even looks at the Street Profits way. It's kind of awkward.
Well, you paid a lot closer attention to this match than I did.
Yeah, I don't know why.
um,
After that, we get a Cody Rhodes package. Apparently, they're doing a countdown to his return versus just like a surprise return.
oh, they are pushing the Cody agenda pretty hard.
At least
They
they're
are.
at
They
least
want
they're
you to be
pushing somebody with
well.
talent.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying they want you to be well aware that the Cody agenda is still in full effect. Um, he probably will be winning the Royal Rumble, likely.
Think so?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that they're running video packages on both shows for him,
Was he
like
coming
they're
back on the
pretty.
Royal Rumble, or is he coming back at WrestleMania?
Well, he's coming back to the Royal Rumble
Okay.
to get to WrestleMania.
I didn't know if he was actually coming back for the Rumble.
Well, they didn't say that yet. They just said he's returning.
Yeah,
But I think
I guess
he's.
I assumed he was coming back on WrestleMania.
Well, I think yeah, he's gonna do the Rumble to get to WrestleMania.
Okay. I
I don't
mean,
think they'd be running it that early if he's just coming back at WrestleMania.
I guess my only issue with that would be that they haven't really built up to Cody yet.
Well, he's gonna win the Rumble.
But that's not okay. He won the Rumble, but I don't know. They haven't really built. He hasn't had a chance to really establish himself, I guess.
Well, that is true, and that's the problem I have with it. But I mean, that's where we're going with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do worse, and it's somebody new. Like it's not like you're building up the Miz or something, you know.
Right. And there's potential that it might not be Cody that wins the Rumble, but he's definitely going to be in it. The potential.
Well, you said it was going to be. Oh wait, never mind. Almost stole your nut there.
Yeah, what are you doing? So potentially, Cody Rhodes will be winning the Royal Rumble. Um, off of based off of him getting video packages on both shows. But there is something that alarmed me, and that might throw a wrench into that. Um, they're on Thursday. I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday. They released a Royal Rumble poster, and in that poster, you had two things. Number one, you had lightning in the background, and the fans put together that that may be a teaser that The Rock will be returning at the Royal Rumble. I think the we talked about it, but I think the going notion is that he's going to return as number 30 and then win the Rumble to face, and that's how we get to Roman Reigns. Um, but also on that poster, who doesn't stand out as much, or who's kind of hidden, is one Brock Lesnar. And this concerns me because if Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble, I'm sorry, if Brock Lesnar is on the Royal Rumble poster, that means there's a high chance that Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble. And if Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble, there's a high chance that Brock Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble and headline WrestleMania. Because you don't bring Brock Lesnar back at the Royal Rumble for him to just get eliminated.
Well, they brought him back to, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, to get his ass kicked by Lashley.
True.
So, I
But
mean,
he's been.
I could see Lesnar being like the final four or something, but I don't know. I think they're off the Lesnar thing for now. Plus, he still has there's the rumors with the Gunther stuff that they need to get to. He still has unresolved issues with Lashley. I'm sure that they're gonna do something. So
Yeah.
I could see Lashley like fucking Brock in the Royal Rumble, or I could see Gunther eliminating Brock in the Royal Rumble and that starting something.
Yeah, maybe he's on the poster because him and Lashley's gonna have that third match that was or that's been rumored.
He's on the poster because he's still one of the biggest names that they have.
Well, I'm saying he's on the poster because he's going to be at the Royal Rumble. And
Yeah,
what
because
capacity
he's one
that
of the
is,
biggest names that they have. You have Brock Lesnar. Who are you going to put on the poster? The Miz or Brock Lesnar? I don't know why I keep picking on the Miz.
because he's trash.
Yeah,
That's why.
Dolph Ziggler or Brock Lesnar. Kofi
Well,
Kingston, Brock Lesnar.
I understand you're putting him on the poster. The concerning part is what is he doing at the Royal Rumble?
He's going to be Brock Lesnar.
I understand he's on the poster. I understand he's Brock Lesnar. I understand all of that. He's one of your biggest draws. He needs to be front and center.
Mm-hmm.
But how much front and center is he playing at the Royal Rumble?
He's gonna come out in the Royal Rumble. He's gonna be an ass kicker, and then he's gonna get eliminated.
See, you're kind of proving my point. He's coming. He's Brock Lesnar. He's one of your biggest draws. You're proving my point that there's a high possibility that Brock Lesnar at the end of the night is the one pointing up at the sign with the fireworks going off because he won the Royal Rumble.
See, but that's not gonna. No, because their nut is in the Rock stuff. At the very least, I mean, maybe if they work out Brock on one night and then the Rock and Roman on the second night. But no, I don't think it's gonna be Lesnar.
Well, we're gonna find out soon because apparently The Rock has at the time of this recording, The Rock has about a week to tell them definitively if he's going to be in the Royal or if he's going to be able to make WrestleMania or not.
Personally, I hope he doesn't.
Well, if he doesn't,
call Austin.
No.
Oh.
Then.
Oh, well, look for Brock to win. Is that what you're saying?
If he doesn't, ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar. That's what you're going to be hearing.
No, I think it would be the original thing where Cody wins.
And we'll see.
Yeah. I just think they're past Brock right now.
I hope I'm wrong.
And it makes no sense to put a part-time. It makes no sense to take the title off a part-timer to put on another part-timer.
I didn't say nothing about him winning. I'm just saying that's their panic button Oh
Oh.
shit, we don't have the Rock. Get the Brock button ready.
Well, maybe if Cody gets hurt again. I could see him, I don't know, maybe doing Seth Rollins.
They're definitely not going to do Seth Rollins
Why not?
to main event Royal WrestleMania
You don't think
when you
Rollins can
have
main event?
a Brock Lesnar on the roster. Come on, they ain't gonna do Seth Rollins. Does he deserve it? Yeah, he deserves it, but they ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, they would.
Also, they're trying to sell. They're trying to sell WWE. You need people like Brock Lesnar front and center.
Why are you pushing Brock Lesnar?
I'm not
It
pushing
sounds
him.
like that's what you want.
I'm not pushing him. I'm just trying to prepare everybody to understand. I want you to beat it in your head. I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to
You're
prepare
trying to
everybody
prepare
to
people
know
for an unlikely scenario? Yeah.
it's not unlikely.
It is
It's very much
unlikely.
going to
It's
happen.
very unlikely. It's not going to happen.
Now I'm saying it. That's
No, now I'm saying it. It's not going to happen. It's
If Brock
absolutely
Lesnar's
not
in
going
the
to
Royal
happen.
Rumble, he's winning it.
Now, you know what? Brock Lesnar's not even going to be in the Royal Rumble. He's just going to come out and wave like the Queen.
I mean, maybe he's in a match, just in a match, and that's why he's on the poster. But I don't know. I guarantee if he, no, I don't. No, I don't. I take that back. But I'm saying if he's in the Royal Rumble, watch out.
Well, like I said, I see him being like Final Four, but or hell, I could see him getting eliminated a little early.
See, you're thinking logically. You're thinking logically. Logically, yes. He comes out. He clears the ring. He, eliminates everybody in the ring,
Yeah, all the
and
mid
then
carders.
we're waiting for the counter. And it's like, oh, who's gonna be his next opponent? Then, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, and Gunther comes out, and then they got that standoff in the middle of the ring. They're one on one. No other person's there,
Nope.
and then they got their little 90 seconds to work, and Gunther eliminates Brock Lesnar, and that sets up the match. That's the logical thing. But
And that's beautiful.
it is. But I'm just saying Brock Lesnar is their panic button, so
Well, if Cody Rhodes tears his other pec, then we'll start worrying. But as long as he's healthy, I think you're all right.
we'll see.
All right.
Didn't expect it to go that way, but we will see.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Next
after the
up.
Cody package, we get the we get Loomis versus Chad Gable. Loomis won. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, he did. To absolutely no reaction to the crowd for this whole match. I don't even know if there was a crowd there, if I'm being honest.
I don't.
But yeah,
I can't see why you'd care about Dexter Loomis. And what happened to the big guy that smashed him?
Bronson Reed,
Yeah.
they played a vignette.
Oh, did they? I guess I missed it.
Yes, they did. They did. They played a vignette. Oh, who was right again? Well, I guess I wasn't right on that one because I said he didn't need one if he's just going to be a destroyer. But yeah, he got a vignette. So
Okay. So he's still there.
he is still there.
Okay.
After the Loomis match, boring Loomis match, we go into Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Well, we go into a Bailey Damage Control. They go out to the ring and do their usual where Damage Control's shtick, and Bailey interrupts. I'm sorry, Becky Lynch interrupts, and um, they set up a match, and they said, "Hey, if you can find a partner, then let's do a tag team match." Because she challenges Bailey, and Bailey says, "I'm not. I just beat you. I'm not wrestling you again," which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, and then um, she says, "But you can. I think my girls are up to it. Do you want to wrestle the tag team champions? Not as a title match, just wrestle them." And it's like, if you can find you a partner, then we can have a tag match. Um, Becky says, there's two of you, one of me. I'm game. And then goes to the ring. So it starts as a
Uh,
handicap match. Yeah, so it starts as a handicap match, and right before commercial, we get Mia Yim Meacham, which seems like they've changed her name back to Meacham, and she runs out to tag with Becky Lynch. Didn't really matter because Damage Control still won. There was a fuck finish, of course,
mm.
interference from Bailey, but Damage Control won as they should have.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna sit there while they said Meacham 10 billion times on commentary, so I skipped this match.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And that's all I got to say
Uh,
about that.
After that, our next thing is we go to a little vignette from Dominic. Now, you talked about this on your review for SmackDown over the holidays. Dominic got arrested,
Yeah.
and we're continuing that little storyline thing.
I am surprised that they didn't have Ripley just getting shot by the police officers there, and her just walking ahead as the bullets are entering her with no expression on her face.
No selling bullet shots.
Yeah,
Well,
because it's Ripley. She's the greatest.
it is a PG show, so I don't think that kind of thing can happen, but I get your point. Maybe she could have lifted the cop car. That'd been,
Yeah, yeah.
like the
She could have
cop
flipped
car.
it over.
No, like it's trying to drive off and she's like lifting up the
Oh,
back so they
okay.
can't pull off
Like the old Mark
with
Henry.
with everybody in it.
Okay.
Yeah, with the two cops and Dominic in the car
Yeah.
and she's lifting it. Yeah, she could have done that, but
Okay.
um,
It's just a wasted opportunity to showcase how great Rhea Ripley is. That's all I'm saying.
I do think though I was kind of let down that she didn't like. I thought she was gonna like fight the cops or something.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that, like, they're all trying to hit her with nightsticks, and she's just standing there like Sokoa Joe did with the guitar.
Yeah, and then the SWAT team comes and she's taking on the whole SWAT team.
The taser, and she's like, "What is the shit?"
And she's just swatting it off. Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah,
But yeah, Dominic, he got arrested.
yeah. Well,
And
to be clear, he was probably in county for a few hours. Which, if anybody doesn't know anything about county jail, you basically just sit with other low-level criminals, such as the drunks or the guy I was in. He tried to stab some lady for giving him a bad haircut. And you just kind of sit there until they say you can come out, or you pay your bill.
Okay.
So that's what.
Well,
So that's what happened to Dominique. So now this motherfucker, he's in
and
this
this is
all
great.
white.
This is great.
He's in this all white room. He's got this teardrop tattoo, talking about how he's been to prison.
Yeah, this was absolutely great. See, you you don't like Dominic. This is sports entertainment right here. He's got the teardrop on his face. He's like, I'm a changed man now. You don't you go to prison, you come back a changed man. And then he was talking about something about mommy, I'll be home soon or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. He can get his ass kicked by Meacham, so he ain't that hardened.
Well, not now. He's prison con now,
Oh, okay.
or he's just a con. I don't know. But yeah. So that was just that random segment to follow up that. I do think they missed an opportunity though to have the bloodline come out on Raw, like a in-ring thing. You have Dominic off TV still, and then you have the bloodline. I'm sorry, you have I said the bloodline too many times. So Dominic, you have him still off TV, and you have Judgment Day. They go to the ring, and they're wearing free Dominic shirts. Like the people do, like the free whoever
Yeah.
shirts. Yeah, you have them wearing those shirts and talking about how he's in prison, probably getting getting taken
It's hard
advantage
to
of.
imagine the violations that he's going through.
Yeah,
Yeah, his butthole's probably 3 sizes bigger now.
or you could even have like Dominique talking about like I would have went a different way with it, right? Like you have Dominique's like he's all taken aback from it. It's like they sent me to prison. Yeah. It's like you don't know what happens in prison, and then he like, as he says that, he's like reminiscing or something, and is like disgusted and he's like licking his tongue out, like
He's got a
because he's
bad
just
taste in his mouth.
he's got a bad taste in his mouth
Uh.
because of all the dick he had to suck. Like I
well,
think they could have done that, but I don't
well,
know. So many things you could have done with it.
if that's sports entertainment, sucking dick.
Well, they wouldn't say that, of course. He's doing the bad taste thing, but yeah, it would have been. I think you could have taken that. You could have been so creative with that.
It was good, but it didn't have enough cock sucking for my taste. And to see you in the little creative room.
Yeah,
That's great, but what if he puts a dick
let's
in
get
his
some.
mouth? That's great, but how are we going to get to the dick in the mouth?
Like these are all good ideas, but how are we gonna? How does this lead to dick being in his mouth? Draw me a roadmap here. I don't see the connection to the dick.
Yeah, I hear a lot of so-called wrestling, but what I don't hear is dicks and mouths.
See, you could have taken it so far.
I guess. So you could just take it really awkward and like I don't know if I don't know if I want to watch this or take a shower.
No, you don't like over about it. Again, they're a PG company, so you gotta be careful. But
Gotta find PG ways to have dicks in mouths. That's
yeah,
not
this is
even
not a snuff film.
that's not even possible. Oh, you make it possible. I better see a dick in their mouth by noon.
Or yeah, they could even have filmed him in prison, and he's like, yeah, they film him, they film him. He's in prison, and he's like, when I get out, I'm gonna be a changed man. And then you have Con Man B walk up from behind him and grab him on the shoulder. It's time, and it's like forcing him down. He's like, no, not again. No, I've had enough dick for this. No more dick, please.
They could always redo the laundromat scene from Shawshank. And he's in the laundry room, and then the sisters, they're the sodomizing prison gang. They accost him because they selected him as their next victim. And he tries to fight, but then they all, the numbers eventually get to him. And it just kind of pans out to him getting his ass whooped. And then Morgan Freeman's like, I wish I could tell you that he fought the good fight. But that's a fairy tale, and prison ain't no fairy tale.
Yeah.
They spit roasted him like it was Thanksgiving Day. They passed him around like a $2 joint.
See, they could have taken that so many ways.
I guess. But he can still get his ass kicked by Mia Yim.
Well, that's here nor there. So we end the night. I think we end the night. Is this the?
Yeah, it's the end.
So your main event segment is Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, Seth freaking Rollins versus Austin Theory, or Theory, as Kevin Patrick would say. And again, you got another. You want to take this one? You got your banger.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a good match. I thought it was really dumb to have the champ come out first. That really bugs me when they do that. I mean, it's what you would expect. Seth Rollins, like his gimmick sucks. His fucking theme song sucks. The way he makes the crowd sing his theme song, that sucks. But him in the ring, he's almost flawless. He's pretty darn close to one of the best that they have. So, all those accolades that he gets for being Mr. Monday Night and all that stuff, I mean, they're well earned. And Theory's no slouch either. I didn't think much of him when I first saw him. I mean, obviously, you get the Cena comparisons and stuff, but like when you actually see him wrestle, not too bad. I wish he'd stop doing that A-Town Down shit. It's just really goofy.
Before his finisher.
Yeah, like you're in a heated battle, and then you're gonna just stop doing your little gang sign, and then I don't know. It's really dumb. There was a spot where Seth did a superplex to Theory, and then he typically does the superplex and then turns it into a Falcon Arrow, but this time he did the superplex and then Theory turned it into one of the little suplex neck breaker things, which it was good. I liked it. There was a spot where both guys were knocked out, and instead of the ref counting them out like he should have, he decided to put Seth's head in his lap, and he held his hand and put a wet washcloth on his forehead and made sure he was okay.
Well, I mean, you gotta make sure he's okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just fucking. Why are the refs even there? Refs are there to enforce rules, but they don't.
Well, you don't want to have the match end on a DQ or anything. You want to get there and get a winner.
I guess, but if there's no rules in the thing that somebody's trying to win, then what's the point?
It's always at the ref's discretion.
I don't buy that. That's weak sauce, son. Get that out of here. So then they had a ref bump because of course. Then the guy that got his ass kicked by Bliss came out. He didn't do anything. I just thought it was worth mentioning. Theory then hits a low blow on Seth Rollins, and then he does a chop, and then he does his A-Town down, and he gets the 1-2-3. And I think the right person won. I'm glad to see Theory is actually getting a shot with the title. And it seems like he's getting some real legitimate boos and stuff, so he does the heel stuff well.
Yeah, and the right person won, as he just won the title, so he can't be losing it again. He can't be doing the hot potato.
Right. Who is he? Alexa Bliss and an Asuka?
Yeah, and then hopefully we get I don't know where we go next with this Theory thing, as in who his next big opponent or feud is. I know we got the whole thing about maybe he's gonna do Cena at WrestleMania, but
He did cut a promo on him apparently.
yeah, and it would make sense that he does Cena. It's him versus Cena at WrestleMania, but got the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Those are in between now and WrestleMania, so
Right.
but I don't know who is next. There's not a clear cut next guy. But I'm sure they'll find something. And there was a fuck finish, so we're probably gonna have to run back Rollins again for at least one more match.
Ugh. Hopefully they'll. I mean, maybe they can give us a couple of matches before they go that route again. Let him do a real feud, and then he can revisit Rollins.
Or at least have Rollins win something to get to another match.
Yeah. You lost, then you lost again. Now it's back in the line.
Yeah. But it's clear that this is something that's going to be coming up again. We didn't mention, but there apparently at some point during the night on Raw, Adam Pearce was talking to MVP, who had with him So Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. So it seems like we're finally back on track for that thing I talked about a few weeks ago, that the Hurt Business is getting back together.
Okay.
Um, it was in a backstage thing when someone was walking out. I forgot who it
Gotcha.
was, but it was worth mentioning because
Okay.
someone called that like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. I don't even remember when it was,
Yeah, I don't either. Seems
but
like
I
so
did
long
call
ago. Yeah,
it.
yeah, I do remember talking about it.
I said they all wrestled on Monday Night Raw, so clearly they're getting back the Hurt Business. But that was your Monday Night Raw, and we move on to SmackDown.
And SmackDown started just like Raw did.
It sure did, exactly like Raw.
Well, the only difference is that as the Bloodline were throwing their tantrum, then Roman's music just starts, and then they stop. It's kind of it's kind of weird. So then Roman does his unnecessarily long entrance, does his little acknowledges me thing, and then he says, "You know what? I'm going to give you people what you want." And then he calls on Sami Zayn. Sammy then talks
Yes, he
about
did.
yeah. Sammy talks about how they wrecked shit on Monday, how they won all their matches, and how they wrecked shit on SmackDown. That 2023 is going to be the Bloodline's year. Nothing can stop them. But Roman is not interested in this year. He's stuck on losing the match to Cena's bald spot. Excuse me. He says he doesn't understand how people say he lost when Sammy's the one whose shoulders were down. Roman has an issue with Sammy guaranteeing a win, and wants to know if Sammy's gunning for a spot. And then he starts screaming at Sammy. Do you want to be the tribal chief? Do you want to be me?
Yeah, I loved how he worked himself into that.
Yeah. I thought I don't know. I thought the reason why he was upset was kind of petty. Like, you called your shot. I only do that. Like, Sami Zayn's been calling. Didn't he guarantee a win? The War Games win.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Just seems kind of inconsistent.
Didn't you hear? He wasn't upset that he called his shot. He was upset that he called his shot and then they didn't win.
Okay, I must have missed that.
Yeah, he said he said a part about, do you know how embarrassing it is to call your shot and then not live up to it?
Okay.
Um,
Well, it seemed like he had an issue with him just in general calling the shot.
well, he did that too, but it was more so because he didn't he he called the shot and they lost.
Okay.
So now you're making them, because Roman Reigns, he always calls his shot and then lives up to it. But now you're making him look like a liar.
But he didn't call a shot. He's not a liar.
Yeah, and even during the promo, he was like, and then again, just another little detail that just I'm glad they paid attention to. He was like upset that he lost, and he was like, I don't, the tribal chief doesn't lose. It's like, as a matter of fact, my shoulders weren't pinned. He
Right.
lost.
Well, they've been saying it. They were saying it all Monday, and they were saying, I mean, they would have said it leading up to Roman. I think they did say it. They said it during his entrance.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
time in
so they
like
were already.
800 days that he's lost.
Yeah, so they were already planting the seeds that it was Sammy's the one that lost. So yeah, so as Roman's screaming at Sammy, then Kevin Owens' music hits. I thought he was Raw guy.
Sure is.
Okay.
But he saved Sammy's ass, so I bet you
Which
Sammy didn't care at the time.
which I don't understand because after um the Street Profits match on Monday, like after the match they beat him down and then Sammy stops Sikoa Joe from going into the ring with a chair. And then he takes the chair from Joe, and he wants to be the one to maim and possibly cripple Owens. So why the fuck? Why would Owens stop Sami Zayn from getting either verbally or otherwise assaulted by the tribal chief? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know why he saved him.
Okay,
Except for, like, they're kind of, he still cares about Sammy, I guess.
I guess, but I mean, he was literally gonna do awful things to him with the chair if the McIntyre and Sheamus didn't stop him.
Right.
I don't know. That just kind of bugged me.
Definitely weird, yeah. But
So Owens comes
he
out,
saved him.
and now we finally get to Owens versus Reigns.
Yes, he challenges Roman Reigns for Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Uh, he basically says, "You don't. This is misguided anger. You're not mad at Sammy. You're mad at me because you said it yourself. You have a KO problem, and the best way to solve the problem is by going by facing me at the Royal Rumble for the title."
And yeah,
And later on in the night, that match was made.
which that kind of confused me because when they ended that, I just assumed that the match was on. I don't know because they during the Kofi and Escobar match, they're like, "Oh, we got some big news about the Royal Rumble," and I remember saying like, "Fuck, now I gotta I gotta watch the rest of this." And it turned out to be that, and I was kind of let down because
um,
I thought it was already a match.
there was kind of some big news, as well outside of that, because I don't know if it had initially been confirmed, but they put on the graphic that you're gonna the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a title match. I also
Well,
found
duh.
that it wasn't because Roman Reigns has both titles and he's gonna be
Why would you be in the Royal
allegedly.
Rumble if there's no title match involved? You're just gonna go in there and let's see if I can just throw out 30 people by myself, just for the fun of it, just for the challenge. Or is it gonna be like a theory thing? I want to go through a Royal Rumble for the Intercontinental title.
Well, you didn't. If you were to waited a second, there was more.
I'm
It
listening.
said on the graphic that the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a title match. Now, it didn't say, if you pay attention to the verbiage there, it didn't say the winner of the Royal Rumble challenges for, both titles, the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship or whatever the name is.
Right.
It said a title match. So it kind of, with that verbiage, says Roman Reigns is going to have to wrestle twice for WrestleMania,
Yeah.
or something's going to happen where they're going to split the titles up.
I'd
Like,
rather they do that than have one person wrestle two main events.
yeah.
Personally, as good as the storyline is, if that's the result, I don't want it. It's bad enough thinking about Roman Reigns and The Rock.
Well, pretty much telling people that you don't have anybody else. Brock Lesnar. But yeah, that was just a little thing that stuck out to me. Is
Mm.
it said it didn't say like you know the official undisputed universal whatever. It just said a title match.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's very vague, and it's one title.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's consistent. I don't think the rules are any different than any other year.
It's not. The only difference is Roman Reigns is holding both titles.
Yeah, but
So
that's
how
an
do we get from point A to point B?
that's for them to figure out, I guess.
That's for us to figure out. That's why we're the number one podcast. Well, that's why we are. That's why we're doing a podcast. I almost said number one. Jumping the gun there.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's why we're the realest podcast. How about
I like that better.
that?
Realest podcast in the room. How you doing? Yeah, we
Yeah,
did it.
there you go.
Okay, so after the Roman shit, we get a Kofi Kingston and Pablo Escobar match. Before that, there was a little backstage tiff between them. Pablo says that Kofi was a legend, but it's his year. 2023 is everybody's year, folks. That you're gonna hear that all night.
Yeah, new year, new everybody's new beginning thing.
Um, I thought Gangster Kofi didn't work for me.
Was he gangster?
Well, the Escobar said some shit, and then Kofi bowed up, and then his guys got in front of him. He's like, "Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make a move! Make a move!"
Oh,
I don't know. Just didn't work for me. He just doesn't seem like the fighting type, you know?
yeah.
He seems like someone that would defend himself, not somebody that would just actively engage in fisticuffs. But then again, all I see is a guy playing a character on TV too. So maybe he is a banger. It was just a match. They were doing these stupid little Royal Rumble spots where they were taking turns trying to throw each other over the top rope. There was a spot where Escobar got on the steps after being thrown off the top rope, and he's like, "Yeah, see, you didn't get me off. You didn't eliminate me," even though it wasn't an elimination match. And then Woods blows the trumpet behind Escobar and knocks him off the steps. And he's, "See, you're eliminated," even though it's not an elimination match. And then Cole's
Because they said if this was the Royal Rumble, you'd be eliminated.
right. And then Cole says, "Yeah, that's just one of the many ways that Escobar could be eliminated." So that means, if we were to take Michael Cole's words literally, that means a possibility is Xavier Woods, during the Royal Rumble match, is just going to be sitting out there with a trumpet, waiting for people on the steps. As some sort of fucking Mega Man, trap. It was dumb. This was a stupid thing for him to say.
Just trying
Escobar
to sell you. It's the Royal Rumble. Anything can happen.
is dumb. Escobar won with the Phantom Driver and a little bit of interference, and the right person won.
Absolutely. And I do like, you call it stupid, but I do like that they're building like mini storylines, both going in to the Royal Rumble, and it may even like continue on from the Royal Rumble.
Here's the
Like you
thing,
got
though.
this
It's not going to
story.
get paid off. What's going to happen is Kofi and Escobar are going to maybe see each other in the Royal Rumble. If not, if Escobar isn't eliminated before that. So, I mean, and even if they do, there's just going to be a whole bunch of guys doing some shit. So there's not going to be, like, they're not going to have any real meaningful interaction together.
I think it is. I think there will be. I think one of them's gonna eliminate the other. Um, Escobar probably is gonna eliminate Kofi Kingston, or if you even want to go even further, what's probably go ahead and spoil it for you now. What's gonna happen is Escobar is gonna try to eliminate Kingston. Kingston's gonna do one of his little spots that they were teasing during the match. Get back in the ring, and then he's gonna eliminate Escobar. That's probably what's gonna happen exactly.
I guess we'll see.
Um, there was another moment in this match I just wanted to point out. There's nothing serious, but um, Kofi Kingston, he did an SOS, and then outside of the ring, Xavier Woods was singing his original SOS theme song. I thought that was funny.
Okay.
But yeah, there you
There you go. After that, we get Sammy backstage. He's knocking on the Bloodline's door. He wants to talk to Roman, and Heyman says that is not a good idea right now. The Usos walk by, and they start shunning Sammy. Sammy is being punished because Roman doesn't know how to pick a fucking tag team partner, in my eyes.
go. Okay. I said he's being punished because he let the tribal chief down.
The tribal chief let
Yes,
the
there's
tribal
two
chief
ways to
down.
There's
The
two
tribal
ways to see
chief,
that.
the tribal chief picked Sami Zayn as a tag team partner. That's his fault. The tribal chief overlooked Jay, Jimmy, and Sokoa Joe for Sami Zayn. And naturally, they lost. There's no way Sami Zayn's going to beat John Cena.
Well, oh, by the way, that that SmackDown was the highest rated SmackDown in the last like 2 years or something.
Was it really?
They did like a 2.6.
It wasn't even that great.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't even watch it, but there
You
you
didn't
go.
watch it?
No, I was out of town.
Oh. You still didn't watch it?
No, I was gonna go back, but then Raw came on, and I had to watch Raw, and
You didn't gather the family
then I
around the
got the.
TV Indian style?
You mean watch it in front of in front of
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
That's what you're getting at here? No, I didn't watch it in front of people. So I can hear that? No way. Not that I'm embarrassed for it. I'm just
Right, right.
the family doesn't. I don't want to be answering a million questions
Fair
about
enough.
wrestling and who's that and all that.
Right, that's why.
Yeah.
So after the Sammy thing, we get LA Knight backstage. Essentially, he's just going to kick Bray Wyatt's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess they've officially announced that we're gonna have that pitch black match that I was talking about.
Yeah, they announced it.
Sponsored.
If you listen to my review, I said that during my SmackDown thing.
Yeah. And it's sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
So,
which that makes it
there you
even
go.
more stupid. So it's not even
Well,
a stupid Bray Wyatt match. It's a stupid money grabbing match.
yeah, it's a sponsored match.
Yeah.
But I have the confidence that Bray will make it work in some way.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I guess that's all I can really talk about there. There was no Bray Wyatt on the show, so it was only just LA Knight talking about how he was gonna
Do
kick
horrible
Bray
things to
Wyatt's
Bray
ass
Wyatt. Yeah.
when the lights go out. Bray Wyatt Bray Wyatt's lights go out or something. I forget exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Um, we move on to Scarlett and Karrion Cross. Yes, you heard me right. Scarlett and Karrion Cross versus Madcap Moss and Emma in a intergender match. The crowd was not into this match at all. Unfortunate for them, because this was a great match. Well, okay, let me take that back. It wasn't a great match. It was a good match. Um, Karrion Cross and Scarlett, they both look great. My God, Scarlett. This match was worth admission just to watch her wrestle. There
Ser-
was, and it, huh?
no, go ahead. I'll let you
I was
finish.
gonna say the match was worth admission just to watch her wrestle, and it had zero to do with the wrestling moves she was doing. Like,
I did
golly,
notice
she is.
that she did a lot of bridges, and the camera guy would zoom in at just the right moments.
Yeah, there was actually a moment where her tit popped out. I don't know if you caught that. And
No,
she had a.
I watched it on Disney. Of course, they didn't have that.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, okay. It was the moment where she and Emma. She had the T-bone suplex into the bridge.
I skipped it.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a moment where she had a T-bone suplex into a bridge, kind of like a perfect plex,
Mm-hmm.
and that's into a pin, and her her top had slipped over.
Okay.
Now, this was Fox, and WWE is a publicly traded company, so there's no Sable moment here. Unfortunately, she had band-aids over her nipples,
Aw.
so you didn't get to see anything. But if those band-aids weren't there, I tell you what,
It's like she planned.
she knew they were gonna pop out.
Yeah. Why else would you put band-aids on your nipples?
Well, maybe she knew her wardrobe was like
Maybe tip
faulty or whatever.
maybe tip pops happen more often than you realize.
Well, they do, but they always black it out. Like the screen literally
Yeah.
goes black, and then you have to go to Twitter to find out what happened.
Can you imagine like wrestling and all of a sudden your dick just pops out?
And if you're wearing the right thing, it could happen.
I know. I'm just saying. This is weird. I don't know how all those people seeing your dick. Getting judged. They still haven't let Seth Rollins go.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you didn't know about his public pictures?
His dick pic? No.
Yeah, apparently he cheated on his girlfriend, and she released some intimate photos of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Little Seth Rollins. Well, I don't know if it's little, but
Uh,
oh, Seth Rollins.
yeah, a little old Seth Rollins works.
He's no Xavier Woods, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's no Xavier.
Well, was it?
He's
Was
no
it
Keith
like?
Lee.
Was it? Was it erect?
Well, I'm not.
Excuse me.
I'm not gonna draw a picture of it for you.
No, I'm saying, was it erect or
I don't.
was
I
it
don't.
soft? 'Cause he might be a grower, not a shower.
I don't remember, if I'm being honest.
How many fingers does if he puts his fingers at the base? How many fingers does
if
he get?
if I'm being 100% honest, I was more focused on the fact that he had like an 8 pack. Like, man, that guy's in good shape.
I know you would think he'd just be all penis if he has no like fat. What are we talking about?
Just has to unhook it from his waist.
Well, they say it's like the anyway. Um, so yeah, Scarlet. Scarlet. She has her wardrobe malfunction, but she had band-aids, and then that was really the highlight of the match. And then Karen Cross did his usual thing in the fact that hit he hit Moss with a cross hammer and then a cross jacket, choked him out. Post match, he was saying, "That's 3 times I've beaten you,"
Yeah,
which is true.
it is true.
No, not beaten you. 3 times I've choked you out. That's
That's
what he was
three
saying.
straight times he's choked him out.
Yeah. And then they put a mask over Moss's head to let you know that they are coming for Rey Mysterio.
Eventually.
Um, I don't know. I guess Rey's still hurt, and that's why they haven't done it yet.
Oh,
But
okay. I didn't know he
yeah,
was hurt.
they're yeah, he
I'm
was hurt.
sure
I
I
don't know
knew
if
he
they
was hurt.
cleared
I
it yet,
just
but
forgot.
yeah.
Well, I can you imagine that Scarlett and Karrion Cross are sitting at home after being released from their first run, and then as they're negotiating with Triple H, he brings up, "Oh, we got plenty of stuff for you to do. You can feud with Emma and Madcap Moss."
Yeah.
Just seems like a waste of talent to me. Um, I skipped to Scarlet Wrestling because I was curious to see how that would be, and um, yeah, there. I mean, it was nice watching her wrestle in a sense because of the she is pleasant to look at, but she is not a wrestler at all.
Well, I couldn't tell if that was like her or if it was Emma.
I don't know. I just
Like, there's definitely moments that were off, but I couldn't tell if it was her or Emma.
and it could have been Emma. Emma sucks too, but to me there's no reason why Scarlett should be in the ring, and she should have just stayed a valet. But
I mean,
yeah,
if I'm being honest, to me, it looked like she was actually more of a general than Emma was, who's been wrestling longer.
okay.
Which, you know, I noticed that when I wasn't staring at her tits.
And I mean, she might have experience. I just, you know, you have 20 years of experience doing something, you could still suck at it.
True.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Scarlett. And to your credit, maybe, yeah, or to your point, maybe Emma had something to do with it. But to me, there's no reason why she should be anything other than Karrion Cross's ally. They ruined Rusev the same way. They fucking made Lana a wrestler.
Oh, I agree with you, but I was saying she actually wasn't that bad in the ring.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, I don't want to see her like, competing for titles or any of that. Actually, I don't want to see her in the ring ever again. But for that one match,
okay,
I think it was okay.
fair enough.
Unfortunately, I think yeah, we're gonna see it more. I mean, she had wrestling gear and everything, so you don't have wrestling gear for just one match.
Right. I don't know. I just don't
Like if
see.
she wrestled in her like manager gear, now it's like okay, this is just a one-time thing. But yeah, to wrestle in actual gear, then that
I,
means this was this is gonna happen again.
I just don't see the value of having another mediocre female wrestler um, in the fold. She's a great, yeah, she's just a great valet. I think it diminishes her being in the ring. And I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Definitely takes away from the mystique of Scarlet.
Yeah. But
So
her
what are we
tits
gonna
are
get
nice.
next? What are we gonna get next? Valhalla's gonna start wrestling?
Ugh.
Like it's okay. They don't all need to wrestle. um,
So Sheamus and McIntyre walk into a bar. And I skipped it because I saw that they were doing shtick. They were doing the slapping each other shit. Hey, buddy, slap him on the shoulder. Oh, let me slap you. And I want to pretend it's not irritating, but it really is because it's funny. Fuck you.
yeah, the gist of it is they were in a bar, and then they started going back and forth about progressively slapping each other harder. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, do you remember that time we did this? And then slap. Like, oh yeah, and then remember this match? Slap. Oh, but what about this match? Slap. And yeah, they just progressively got harder. And then end segment of, but anytime we're in the ring, it's banger after banger after banger. And then that's the way we go off from that segment. Um,
See, I'm so glad I skipped that. Hey, you remember this match? Slap. Oh, remember this time? Slap. Hey, I had this for breakfast. Fuck you.
you say that, but I think it would definitely be something that we would do. Like, if you said something, if you like patted me on the back, and I thought it was too hard, then I'd do it back, and then you do it back, and then we'd just be getting progressively harder, and then we're just like full blown chopping each other and like preparing for it. It's like rubbing our hands together. You remember this? It's like, oh, this was gonna hurt. Wow.
At what point do you stop focusing on the story?
And just keep. It's like a full blown Japan.
Yeah.
Their little back and forth thing.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know when you stop focusing. It's like who's gonna break first. That's another part of the game. Like, because if you break first, then you've lost.
True. I mean, I guess in a vacuum it'd be funny, but in terms of wrestling, it's just, I don't know, hokey.
Okay. Um, right after the match, or I'm sorry, right after that segment, Michael Cole announced the team name that we are going to be running with for this team, and apparently they are called the Banger Bros. Now,
Banger Bros.
yes. Now, obviously, now you have these geeks and here we go again. The geeks in the community that try to pretend like they don't know what this is a rift of. So that's why you got us. Like, obviously, this is a rift of Bang Bros.
Right.
Even to the fact where Sheamus made a joke on Twitter that their vehicle was going to be the banger bus. So
Now that's funny.
they're full, yeah, they're full in on what the Bang Bros are, and they purposefully chose their name to be the Bang Bros.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna keep teaming, but I kind of want to see them keep teaming so that that name could keep going.
So you want the Banger Bros to?
I want it to be like a bigger thing.
Okay.
Can you imagine like the little 10-year-old kids, fans of
I don't want
WWE?
to imagine
Oh,
10-year-old kids anywhere near that. No.
no, I'm just saying, they're fans of WWE. Oh, I want to see the Banger Bros, and then they're typing in the Google Banger Bros, and obviously what happens after.
Of course.
Obviously, the search results are gonna turn.
Their minds get opened.
Yeah, they get enlightened. Are they still doing their shtick, or have they moved on? You got the casting couch now. I don't know if you've seen that one. You ever seen the casting couch, like
Yeah.
the fake job interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
Of course you've seen it.
it.
But yeah, I
Well,
don't know if they still do the Bang Bros, the bus.
I'm only watching a minute and 30 seconds at a time, but I have seen it.
It takes you that long?
And sometimes you just gotta.
Golly, wait. You don't like listen to the little pre-interview. You just skip right to
It depends.
right to the show and tell.
It depends. It depends on how good the interview is.
Well, I like to sit through the interview. Like it's the anticipation. It's like, oh yeah, she's about to take that off.
Well, yeah, if it's a good interview, but if it's the same shit that you've heard over and over again, then it's just like, might as well just get to it. I know what they're gonna say. They're qualified.
Well, I say when I mean listen to the interview, I don't like really listen to the interview. I just like listen. I don't know. I like the anticipation build up. Yeah, they got the part, and then they start like, oh, take your shirt off, take your pants off. But this is before insertion. Like this is just show me what you got.
All
Like
right.
yeah, that's good. So next we got Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, Charface comes out. The fans actually thank her for beating Ronda Rousey, which I thought was funny. I noticed that the wrestlers still call the belt a championship instead of a belt, even though they can call it a belt now.
Well, old times.
Yeah. She basically says that she plans on being champion for a while. And then Sonya Deville comes out for some reason. I noticed that Deville has a glitter scar. It's not important. It's just worth noting. Then we get
I mean, she is a woman, so
her little
I said
glitter
she is
scar.
I said she is a woman, so you know, God forbid she have something feminine on.
It's a glitter scar.
She's a woman. It's not like this was on Seth Rollins.
It's a glitter scar. I don't care if it's glitter, but the fact that she has a scar on her eyebrow that's glittered.
Okay. Again, you said not important. Worth mentioning.
Now it is important because you're trying to make it sound like it's not stupid, and when it is.
I'm saying she's a woman. If she has something feminine, then that would be expected.
But it's not feminine. It's a scar. It's just like the cheerleaders that have the little glitter eye eye goo that quarterbacks wear. You know why quarterbacks wear that? Is to keep the sunlight from reflecting off their cheeks and fucking up their
Sh-
vision.
Wait a minute, shouldn't a woman be breaking down whether or not it's stupid? What is the guy saying it for?
Because it's a scar and it's glittered. That's why.
But that's not for you to decide. It's not you're not the demographic for it.
I know what a scar looks like. I have a couple scars. I think I'm qualified to talk about a scar. I'm not talking about her tit job. I'm talking about a scar that's glittered. Somebody said, "You know what? We're gonna make you look like a badass. We're gonna put this little glitter scar on you." But again, it's
Well,
not
I think that
important.
was her. But yeah. Anyway, enough talking about the cigar.
Yeah. So then we get Deville versus Sharface. Um, Sharface won.
Yep,
It
I
was a pretty
skipped this
basic
match
match.
because I skipped the match. I did watch the promo before. Uh, it's weird to me that Charlotte Flair was being a babyface,
Yeah.
and number two, probably won't last too long. I would say before WrestleMania she'll be a heel again, and where was Ronda Rousey? That's number two. She just lost her title, and
She's on Ellen talking about how she's gonna delete herself. When I lost the championship, I just thought about to delete myself. And then
well,
Ellen's giving
I
her
mean,
tissues.
that's not true because Ellen's retired now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I guess if you're really answering the question, um,
Yes, I'm really answering the question.
yeah, and if you're really answering the question, she's on Twitch talking about how she's bored with the SmackDown Women's Championship because she's already held it twice. She's tired of chasing it, so she wants to go to the tag team division with Shayna Baszler. That's the real answer.
Hmm.
But the wrestling answer, or the wrestling part of it, is you just lost the title. Why are you out there trying to get it back?
Right. The baddest
Um,
woman on the planet just got embarrassed.
yeah, she just lost the title, and it was to a roll up. It's not like she got beat up or anything. It
Oh,
was a
she got
roll up.
beat up. She got embarrassed. Ronda barely got any offense.
I know, but she got rolled up.
She did. She got rolled up, but then she got kicked in the face. Then she got speared, and then she got rolled up.
Um, but yeah. So where's Ronda Rousey? Where's and then yeah, I skipped this match. Oh, that's what I want to say. Um, you had the crowd chanting "Whoop that trick,"
Oh
which I
yeah.
have never heard in wrestling. And then Charlotte was like, "You want me to whoop this trick?" And I was like, "Are you okay? Are you supposed to say that on TV?"
I think you can say trick.
uh, and yeah, then they have their match, basic match, of course. I got up and walked and did what I needed to do because there's no way Charlotte was gonna lose this match.
Right.
Somewhere I don't know if we got it written down, but somewhere in it was like two segments before this. There was a backstage thing with Liv Morgan talking about how she is going to go to the Royal Rumble, and if she had her choice, she'd be number one so she can beat up all 29 other women, Liv Morgan, and basically declared herself for the Royal Rumble. Or that was her declaration for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I saw
I'd
that,
bring.
and just like anything else Liv Morgan is on, I skipped it. So I didn't even think it was worth bringing up.
Well, it is worth bringing up because, number one, no, you're not. Like, how, as I was hearing this, I was like, how unbelievable to even think that Liv Morgan is going to run through 29 other women, one of them being Rhea Ripley. Like, not believable at all. Number two, it make it was important to point that out for what's about to happen in the next match. Because the next match is Ricochet versus Top Dollar.
Yeah.
And it is a Royal Rumble qualifying match.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't see that was a stipulation.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. This was a
okay.
stipulation.
So there
Royal
was
Rumble
some positive
qualifying
out of this
match.
fucking piece of shit match.
Well, here's the thing. It's a Royal Rumble qualifying match, but again, two segments before, Liv Morgan is just declaring herself for the Royal Rumble. At the beginning of the night, Kofi, he had already declared for the Royal Rumble. Santos declared himself for the Royal Rumble. So why are they having a qualifying match when people are just declaring themselves for the Royal Rumble?
They're not as smart.
That made no sense.
They agreed to have a match about it instead of just saying I'm in.
Yeah, it made no sense. And I bet you Top Dollar still gets into the Royal Rumble somehow.
Ugh, man. I was looking forward to
Um,
the top dollar Brock Lesnar face off.
well, it might still happen. It ain't gonna last long. So, this match went like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, did it?
Ricochet, yeah, Ricochet wins off of a shooting star press,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I saw
Ricochet.
I saw that Ricochet won, and I saw the post match handshake. And then I saw that they were like, "Oh, we're cool, we respect you." And then the one that looks like Chris Calico,
Ashante the Adonis.
yeah, he super kicks Ricochet, and they do the little post match beatdown because I guess that's going to be a trope for the Triple H era, as each match has to have a post match beatdown. And then Strowman comes out just to show that they're still a bromance. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it comes out for the save.
that's it.
So we have I guess you can call it a hit row heel turn, as they attack Ricochet.
I thought they were already
Although,
heels.
no, they're babyface.
Oh.
Um, although with what happened, um, I heard off of your review, they were pretty much making fun of Top Dollar for
Oh, they were
botching
all.
his.
The whole locker room was shitting on him. There was a part where Woods and Kingston, they have a limbo stick, and they put it like a foot away from the ground. Like, can you jump over this? Can you get over this?
Yeah, so you have all these people making fun of him for botching this thing.
Yeah.
So did he turn heel? Because what is he supposed to do? Just sit there and take it? Like, yeah, I suck. You got me.
Like, well, he was, and then all of a sudden Ricochet goes, "Well, I just make it look easy," and that was too much for for Top Dollar. He couldn't handle that banter.
Yeah, I think at that point it was too far.
It was too real.
Um, so yeah, hit row, they turn heel. I think it's a better. This will be like more of a natural fit for them. So we'll see if they can get this over. because Top Doll is definitely a heel, like naturally.
Uh,
Um, just a second.
well, spoiler alert, they're not gonna get it over. There's no way Top Dollar gets anything over because Top Dollar is completely awful in everything that
Well,
he's in.
he's much better. Well, I say better. He's much different on Twitter. So if he's bringing his Twitter personality, like even already they were getting more reaction than they've been getting.
Putting
Like just
putting words to text when you have time to formulate your thoughts is way different than performing in front of a live crowd though.
it is, but I'm saying even on SmackDown this week, he was getting more of a reaction than he was as a babyface. Just from that little 2 second heel turn. Because he was like when they ran from Braun Strowman, he was like talking to the crowd and talking to Braun Strowman. This ain't got nothing to do with you. What you even out here for? So like he already had started sounding more natural.
uh,
So we'll see.
Top Dollar sucks. Sorry.
He does, but we'll see. You focus too much on wrestling.
Because that's what it's about.
Um, apparently there was also another Lacey Evans segment thing that I missed.
I missed it too.
Um, but she was doing some kind of training. Apparently, she's going to be using the Cobra Clutch as a finisher now.
So
So
she's still
she's
Clint Eastwood.
pretty much, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
There's a
She's
there's a
she's
movie
like
that Clint
Sergeant
Eastwood
Slaughter
was
now.
in called Heartbreak Ridge, and he played like the most badass Marine like ever. Like there's a scene where his whole platoon they get this big Swedish guy to kick Clint Eastwood's ass, and he's twice his size, and Clint Eastwood just takes him out no problem because he's a hard ass. He makes it's like he taught Kurt Russell how to be a hard ass.
Well, there you go. So yeah, I guess that's what. I, I say they're kind of going for like a Sergeant Slaughter deal. She's like a Marine and she's doing the Cobra Clutch. So, I don't know. But it is worth noting that with all the promo, because I'm starting to think as we're going, we got to start hatching out, hammering, putting pen to paper on what we're doing at WrestleMania. And I was thinking, as Charlotte Flair was wrestling Sonya Deville, there's really no one for Charlotte. Like, you can't run back Ronda Rousey because we just saw that, and even Ronda said she's done with the SmackDown Championship, so you
Right.
can't run that back. Um,
Well, Ronda has no
li-
credibility either.
yeah, and then as far as the other women on SmackDown, they're not WrestleMania ready. Xia Li, you're not gonna put her at WrestleMania. Shayna Baszler,
The women
Liv
on
Morgan.
the women on the main roster aren't TV ready, let alone WrestleMania ready. With the exception of, I'd say Charlotte and Ripley. As much as I fucking hate her, she's not bad.
Well, Ripley's getting Bianca Belair. That's gonna be so.
You can do Io Sky. Do Io
She's
Sky
tag team
Charlotte
champion.
feud. Yeah.
She's tag team champion.
So Roman
So
has 2 belts. Why can't Io Sky have 2 belts? You bigot.
she can. I'm just saying she's gonna be preoccupied.
Io Sky needs all the belts. Just give it to him.
So So yeah, I don't know what we're doing with Charlotte Flair, which that's why I mentioned the Lacey Evans thing. It seems like that's really the only other thing we have is Lacey Evans to do Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So just pointing that out.
Or they could do the what's her face Rodriguez.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. But she just lost, but not to Ronda Rousey or not to Charlotte Flair.
Right, but
And,
she lost in a fashion that still gives her kind of credibility. Because what would have happened if she didn't have a broken arm when she wrestled Ronda? She took Ronda to the brink with just a broken arm. What do you think would have happened if she had two arms?
it's true, but I don't know if she's like WrestleMania ready. Like that might
Well,
be that's more of a elimination chamber
we've already
match,
said that
or
the bench
you can
isn't
even
that
do
deep, though.
yeah, or
And
you can
they've
even do uh Royal Rumble. You can give her a Royal Rumble match, as
uh,
in a title match at the Royal Rumble. But WrestleMania, we're talking about WrestleMania 39. We're talking about Roman Reigns versus The Rock, and possibly the biggest WrestleMania match ever. We're talking about John Cena and The Rock on the same card, and you're gonna put Rodriguez there? No, you need a big match.
well, I mean,
And so
if they're
you
gonna
either
put
got
Logan Paul on the card, all bets are on. I'd say.
Well, you're either gonna have to do Lacey Evans or you're gonna have to do Becky Lynch. But now you got Bianca Belair. But again, I still think that's gonna be Rhea Ripley. Also, Vegas agrees. So there's that too. No, sorry, Vegas thinks Becky Lynch is winning the Rumble, but she's already won the Rumble. Why would she win it again?
Vegas is stupid to bet on wrestling. Just
They're
saying.
not betting on wrestling.
Well,
We're betting on
just to
wrestling.
have. What I'm saying is Vegas is stupid to have anything to do with wrestling.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
If people want to bet, why would they? Oh no, we don't want your money.
because who's to say that Triple H sees the line now and well now we're gonna have this person win. Can't cover the spread.
Well, well,
It's predetermined.
do you do you understand how Vegas works? You think they're running casinos for people to win?
Sometimes they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Like,
My brother's cousin's next door neighbor's stepmother won once.
she walked out with $100 million.
$100 million and a free car.
She played she played blackjack and came out on top, or played craps,
She played
played anything.
one hand of blackjack, and won $100 million.
There you go.
So don't tell me miracles don't happen.
You just have to believe.
Where were we?
Roman Reigns.
Ah, yeah.
He he finally, so the Usos, they're backstage. I guess we can speed it up a little bit here. The Usos, they're backstage, um, getting ready for their match. They go out to the match. Roman Reigns calls for Sami Zayn. Uh, I'm gonna just jumble all this together. The rest of the story. Roman Reigns. He talks to Sami Zayn. He says Sami Zayn tries to apologize. He says, "I'm not trying to take your place. I just I want to apologize." Roman Reigns says, "No, I apologize. I lost my cool out there. I'm the tribal chief. I shouldn't scold you in front of everybody like that. I apologize."
Nobody deserves to
Um,
be talked to like that.
Yeah. And then as Sami Zayn is trying to go out to the ring with the Usos, he's held back by Roman Reigns. He said, "No, no, watch it with me." So,
I halfway expected him to ask Heyman to make him waffles.
yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah,
that's
I,
how we end.
I definitely was not expecting this. So,
Well,
go
we
ahead.
got the. I was just saying, we got the turn for what it was. So Roman Reigns, he buttered up Sami essentially, and then he said that next week on SmackDown, Sami Zayn will face Kevin Owens, and
To
what they're
redeem
calling,
himself. This is one
yeah,
chance to redeem himself.
yeah, what they're calling the biggest match of Sami Zayn's career. Because
Yeah.
if he loses, he's probably going to be out of the bloodline, which of course he's going to lose because Kevin Owens is building towards a Royal Rumble match.
I could see him
Um,
losing.
I just think he's gonna straight up lose, or they're just gonna do like a interference beatdown
Oh, he's
and
definitely
to
not going to
avoid that.
win, or he's not going to lose cleanly. But yeah, I could see the Usos helping him win because it's not going to hurt Owens to lose to Sammy, especially if
No,
there's
I'm saying
interference.
Sammy's gonna lose because they're building towards a Royal Rumble match with Kevin Owens. Why would he lose before that match?
Why wouldn't he?
Because he needs to look strong going into his match.
He already looks strong. He's been beating the shit out of the Usos like for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. Just because he's won all those matches. So you're saying because he's lost one match that he looks weak?
I'm saying because he's building towards the title match at Royal Rumble, he's not going to lose until then.
I think if he loses via interference, I think that would work.
It could work, but yeah, I think he'll win via DQ from the like they just jump in and beat him up or something.
Okay. I think he
Um,
loses via a fuck finish.
but yeah, they said that is can that's what the hell's playing? The hell? That's Sami Zayn's biggest match of his career. So that's interesting.
Okay.
And then we end the night with the Usos versus the Banger Bros, and it was a good match, of course, and it went the way that the usual matches go with the Usos.
Yep. Lots of super
Oh,
kicks and lots of power moves.
yep, lots of false finishes.
Lots of false finishes. I thought it was nice that Mouthpiece McFingerbang stayed in the back for most of the match because he's useless. Um, this is the first time I've noticed him in a while, but was Little Nate out?
Was who?
The Charles Robinson, the ref. Little Nate.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was out there.
Has he been consistently refing? Because this is the first time I remember seeing him.
Um, Honestly, this was the first time I've actually noticed him, so
Yeah.
maybe he hasn't. Like I actually noticed him this time, like his
Right.
blonde hair flowing.
Little Nate.
Yeah, like wow, that's really blonde hair.
Okay.
So maybe he's been off. I don't know.
Um,
But yeah, I didn't know if it was just because I hadn't been paying attention or if that's the first time we've seen him.
have you noticed that nobody like actually tags anymore? Like they always just slap their teammate's chest or back or ass or anything but their hand to get a legal tag.
Yeah,
It's, I don't like that at all.
yeah, it's just. that attention to detail thing that they need to do.
Yeah, because they all do that. It's just lazy. So instead of having like a proper hot tag, you got these motherfuckers just slapping each other.
Right.
Anyway, um, the only thing that I enjoyed from this match, because I mean, we've seen it we've seen the Usos and Sheamus and McIntyre in some form or fashion for almost a month now, right? So there's nothing new that you're gonna see. But what I liked was the little backstage shots with Sammy and Roman and Heyman. The first time it cuts back to him, you see Sammy with a bucket of popcorn. He tries to give it to Roman, and Roman's looking at him like he's crazy.
It's
And
like the tribal chief doesn't need this shit.
yeah, then it cuts to them again, and they're all three eating popcorn. And then it cuts to them
Yeah.
again, and this is after they won, and Sammy just like starts going crazy and making a mess. And Roman's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
I thought
You
that
know, I
was
was
great.
crazy enough. It was. I was crazy enough to think that the Usos were actually going to win clean. Like when they hit the 1D
Yeah.
for that false finish. I was like, wow, they actually won with no interference. Boy, was I wrong.
They essentially did.
Well, Solo
Sokoa
got
Joe didn't
involved at
make
the
much
end.
of an impact because McFingerbang and the other guy drove him away.
No, he took out McIntyre.
Didn't he get back in the match?
Nope. That was the last time you saw him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Was it? Who did they pin? Yeah,
They
they
pinned
pinned Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Yeah, that was the last time you saw him.
Okay.
With that little thing that he happened to him.
Well, then yeah, you're right. I thought it was a nice little finish though.
Yeah, it definitely was the assisted pin.
They pinned him like a team.
Yeah, and it's a more believable roll up because he was assisted.
And yeah, and that's our week in wrestling.
Yeah, that's gonna that's your SmackDown and your Raw and your Dick review.
Gotta have that dick.
And we can move on to some news.
All right.
I guess to give a real quick rundown of Dynamite to do that service. The only real big thing that happened was Darby Allin. Wait, they got a new set, so that's one thing of note.
It looked like a small Raw set to me.
Yeah, I could see that, but it was very colorful.
Yeah.
Um,
And if
and
NXT
then
2.0 has taught us anything, that everybody likes color.
right, but it's dark color, so it's a little bit different. Um, and then the other thing is that Darby Allin is your new TBS champion,
Okay.
and
He beat
I don't.
Samoa Joe.
He beat Samoa Joe, and I agree with that 0%.
He beat
Why
Joe
would they
Sikoa.
take? Yeah, why would they take the title off of him? He's been on this monster heel run, being calling himself the king of television. He's holding the ROH and the TNT championship, only to lose and oh, by the way, and he was beat Wardlow a week before.
I thought they were still feuding.
They were. He just cut Wardlow's hair.
Okay. So in the middle of a feud, he loses his title.
Yes, clean.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Um, Now you kind of understood that maybe they did it because Darby Allin was at home. So a different thing that happens in AEW is the hometown people get wins. As opposed to WWE where the hometown people always lose. So
If that's
I
the
guess they
reason
did
why
it
you
for
took
that.
the title off of Joe for Darby Allin, then I don't know what to tell you. Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't be
uh,
booking wrestling.
well, so yeah, that's what happened there. That's really all that really happened on Dynamite. It was just a good show, but
I
it
noticed
was
that
all just based off of bangers, so
I
there's not
noticed
really
that
like news to talk about.
Jericho's advancing his feud with Ricky Starks
Oh
in
yeah, there's that
Action
too.
Andretti.
Yeah, he's still trying to get that Action Andretti over.
Good luck with that.
Speaking of which, um, now things have changed, right? But Tony Khan, he was doing this interview, and he kind of addressed Miro,
Okay.
but he didn't directly like say Miro's name, but he addressed. I guess he was asked about like talent unhappy with being off of TV, and he pretty much said, in sports, backup players don't complain about getting more playing time. This was the gist of what he said. So you're essentially calling Miro a backup player, if you want to, if because you can associate. If he's saying, in sports, these backup players, they don't ask for playing time. They're just happy being on the bench.
Right.
Not true, by the way, but that's not true, by the way. They do want to play. They're just on the bench.
Unless they're NBA players.
Yeah, so you're calling Miro a backup player. Meanwhile, you got Action Andretti on TV. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Right.
What are we talking about? Like, I don't even need to break that down even further. Miro is a bench player when Action Andretti is then a starter.
Yeah, Miro, worst case scenario, he's your top heel. You know? He's and his new
Yeah,
look, like ever since he dyed his hair. I don't know if he's still rocking the blonde. I haven't seen him for so long, but yeah, he looks more impressive. He looks like he could kick the shit out of any AEW guy, just about.
especially since he's lost the weight.
Right. So we'll
He
see how
looks
that
like he
goes.
deserves Lana now. You know, that was weird to say. But when they first debuted, it's like, and then you found out they were married. It's like, whoa, that guy really outkicked his coverage.
When you saw this big guy with the Bret Hart haircut.
Yeah, but and then you see Lana, but now he's like, sculpted out of granite. Now, now it makes more sense. But also carrying Cross, right? He's with Scarlett, and he looks like a guy that would be with a girl like that.
Okay.
But those are just those are just random thoughts.
All right.
Because if she was with like a Mark Zuckerberg looking motherfucker, you just
Mark
or some little
Zuckerberg.
some little geek,
Well, then it's just like the Pete Davidson thing. It's like, okay, well, he's got to
Yeah,
be,
no,
he's got to be blessed.
it makes you question your life. Like, what am I doing? Like he's pulling these kind of numbers, and look at me, I ain't doing shit. But when you see her with someone that looks like he should be with someone like her, then it's like, okay, I understand. As in, like, I don't know, you go to the bar and you see her and it's like, oh, I got a man. It's like, so he's not me. And then you see him, it's like, oh, never mind. He could beat my ass. He could definitely beat my ass. Nope, never mind.
Well,
Yeah,
that's probably why
that's the
Keith Lee has Meacham, because he's definitely the. If anybody's going to be kicking anybody's ass, right?
Yeah, but see, yeah, that's a good example right there. It's like, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty big guy.
He is a big guy, so
Like,
he's
but he's
either
also
he's
big.
either kicking ass or he's got a tree trunk somewhere. Either way, he'll
Well,
emasculate you.
yeah, you don't want to. He played. He used to play at A&M.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so he was a
What?
football player. So
Oh, I thought he played tennis.
no, he's a defensive lineman.
Hmm.
So yeah, knowing that, he.
When did he
Anyway,
play for A&M?
um, I don't know. Must have been a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know how old he is, but
So you don't know if he played with Miles Garrett or not?
definitely not.
Okay. Did he play with Reggie McNeil?
Maybe that would be more of the time frame. Yeah,
All right.
Reggie. That's a name.
Yeah.
Still haunts my dreams. Anyway, let's get on to the news. So we start off with uh, let's see. So apparently, well, as we were talking about AEW, apparently there are people. As you know, Dax Harwood, he has a new podcast.
Well, it's
Um,
it's not really a new podcast. I guess William Regal was doing a podcast, and he left it since he went back to WWE. So they left a spot open for Dax to kind of take that mantle.
right,
And
but it's new to him.
well, yeah, but it's not a new podcast.
Well, they advertise it as new. Like, yeah, the platform has been there, but they number the
All right.
podcast number one.
We're getting into semantics.
I'm saying they number the podcast like FTR with Dax Harwood number one and number two, so they treat it as new.
Well, then,
Anyway,
good for them. It's not new,
golly.
but it's not important, even though it's not new.
Yeah, we can get stuck on the littlest things. um, but yeah, so in his podcast, new or old, I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. He talked about CM Punk, and he said so. From what I heard on the podcast, he basically said that he hopes that they can work things out, CM Punk and the Elite, and that's pretty much it. He hopes they can work out and that the Elite can come back. I'm sorry, that CM Punk can come back
Okay.
to AEW. Um, and apparently, this made the talent of AEW irate. How dare you say anything nice about CM Punk?
He didn't really say anything nice. That was about as neutral as it gets. I hope you guys can talk. That was not.
Yeah,
That was either neither nice nor disparaging. I hope you motherfuckers can act like adults.
yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like, he said nothing, but, I guess because he mentioned CM Punk and didn't call him a piece of shit or something.
Right. He didn't tell him how much of a cancer CM Punk is.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Um,
the AEW locker rooms, they're unhappy. They're calling little AEW locker room meetings so everybody can hold hands and discuss their feelings and how hurt they are that Dax Harwood would not shit on CM Punk on this new podcast. That's not new.
yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
He
Um,
also he kind of sort of defended Jim Cornette as well, which didn't sit right with him. Or basically, I don't know. The question was more along the lines of how do you reconcile Jim Cornette criticizing, AEW and stuff. And Dax has said this before. He's like, as long as he has the right to criticize anything he wants about wrestling. He's been doing it forever. He's made money doing it. The only issue I have is if he says I'm a shitty father.
right. It's like he's not insulting me personally.
Right. And again, he's not saying anything glowing about Jim Cornette, nor is he saying anything bad about him. That's about as neutral as you can get.
Yeah.
But because he didn't shit on Jim Cornette, that's another black mark on the podcasting career of Mr. Harwood.
Right. I think the other thing that I was reading that they could be construed as being upset about is him saying that he was praising Cody Rhodes for his return to WWE or something, and said that he hopes that they can work together soon. So there's that too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of them teasing that they're going back to WWE. That's probably changed now, but but yeah, there we go with that.
All right.
Um, Next thing, while we are talking about AEW, there's one other thing we can talk about here, and that is Karen Jarrett. She uh, is upset with Max. Okay, so there's this team. They're the tag team champions in AEW. They're the Acclaimed. Um,
They
their
do the R
shtick.
Truth gimmick where they freestyle on the way to the ring.
Well, that would be John Cena's gimmick. And yes, they do a thing where they freestyle on the way to the ring.
John Cena didn't freestyle to the ring though. He freestyled in the ring.
No, he freestyled to the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go again.
No, no, okay. I don't know
Is he
100%.
walking?
So if you remember it that way, then I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Maybe he did a little bit of both, because I definitely remember him walking to the ring wearing his chain and his jersey
Mm-hmm.
with someone in the ring sometimes talking about Yeah, on the mic, rapping at him.
So do the freestyle with somebody else in the ring. So he's the second person coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when he's the first person, probably he did it in the ring by himself.
Okay.
So maybe we're both right there.
Okay.
So yeah, they do that.
Even though I'm more right than you. I'm slightly more right.
I don't know about that. I think it's happened more times that he's done it to the ring than. So yeah, we have Max Caster. He pretty much does the brunt of the freestyling.
Okay.
As he is a he's a artist in real life, musical artist. So on the 28th, December 28th, he's gonna do his shtick, and they're in a feud with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Well, walking to the ring, he laid a line that said, I'm sorry, before their match. This wasn't even walking to the ring. Before the match, they did a diss track, and the diss track was to Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. And in the diss track, there was a line that says, "And you still in money like you stole Kurt Angle's wife." Now, at the time, no one thought too much of it. It's like, oh, he just Karen Jarrett or whatever, or
Well,
he brought up,
he dissed Jeff Jarrett.
yeah, he brought up that old thing that happened, and Karen Jarrett, of all people, she did not take kindly to this.
Karen decided to live up to her namesake.
Yeah, she decided to go full Karen.
Okay.
Um, and she went on a little a Twitter tirade, and she said a lot of stuff, but we'll talk about the highlight of what she said here. So, one of her tweets was she said, "Funny and sad how all of that has been so referring to um the being stolen, her being stolen as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So like funny and sad how all of that has been swept under the rug all of these years. Jeff didn't steal me from anyone. Hashtag, and this is where it gets juicy. Hashtag Don Marie, Kelly Kelly, and Dean Needson, whoever the hell that is, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I couldn't find a picture.
And then it says to name a few. Now, the internet cretins, they did a little bit of math, and what they found out was I don't have the exact dates, but Kelly Kelly debuted in like um, I think it was like May or something. I don't know. But then Kurt Angle was fired in August of 2006, so they had like a brief overlap of when they were both on the WWE roster.
Okay.
Well, while, well, most importantly, while they were both on the roster, she was 19. So Kurt Angle, Kelly Kelly, this is, allegedly had slept with a 19-year-old Kelly Kelly in her prime.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Kelly Kelly because, and she goes by Barbie Blank now. She also chimed in via Twitter. Um, she basically said that her and Kurt were just coworkers, nothing more. That's it.
Right.
She said she tried to DM Karen personally and hasn't responded. So she's going public with it.
Yeah, and basically said that it didn't happen. She didn't sleep with Kurt Angle. Um, I'm gonna choose to believe Karen because Kurt Angle is that good. It's true. It's damn true. he was given, he gave Kelly Kelly a milk bath.
Well, based on Kelly's tweet, I mean, Why would I don't know. I I think Kelly would just not say anything.
If it were true.
Yeah, and just kind of let it die away. And I seem to remember Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett being the ones that looked bad in the whole situation. Like Jeff Jarrett, his wife like had recently died of cancer or something like that, and then he moved on to Karen Angle, and he was vilified for stealing Kurt's wife, and then Kurt was vilified for being a being the guy that got his wife stolen.
Being cucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody really
From
said
what I
anything bad
remember.
about Karen. Not that I remember. I'm sure there were, but I remember most of the heat going to the dudes. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, my recall of it was mostly Karen, no, Jeff Jarrett, who was just like, oh, he stole his wife.
Jarrett
So,
got fired for it too, because he lied to Dixie. And then that was one of the catalysts from him getting removed from TNA. He was stooping one of his employees' wives.
well, he's using his power, I guess. Um, there was he also responded, or he talked about it on his podcast,
Who, Kurt?
and uh, no,
Oh,
Jeff
Jarrett.
Jarrett. Yeah, he responded on his podcast. He said that they were broken up by the time that him and Karen started dating
His wife.
or whatever. Yeah.
And that's fine.
No,
I just
no, I'm sorry. Kurt Angle and
oh
Karen were broken up by the time they started dating.
oh, and that's fine. I mean, whoever these people want to fuck when they're outside the ring, they can fuck whoever they want to. I personally don't care. But if we're gonna talk about who was made to be a bad guy, it definitely wasn't Karen. And for her to just stick her nose in it now, when all it was a little harmless wrestling line that nobody gave a shit about, nobody even saw.
Oh yeah, and then even funnier, um, a fan. They're like, they were like, "Oh, you're really dragging Kurt Angle's name through the mud, uh, just for this storyline or something like that." And she and she then responded and said that Kurt Angle's retired. So what storyline am I trying to further? Like this has nothing to do with the storyline. He's retired.
Well, I think the guy was referring to the Jay Lethal and Acclaim storyline. You're dragging Kurt through the mud for the stupid AEW storyline?
Right, but she was like, he's retired. What storyline? That's what she said.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's what she
I,
replied.
th-
I'm telling you what she
I
replied.
think, hey, don't make me come through this mic.
Like, what is there to argue? I'm telling you what she
You
replied.
better stop looking at me with that tone of voice, I'll tell you that. We'll have a strap match.
Why a strap match?
I don't know. It needs to have some sort of stipulation.
That's what they do it in WWE.
Yeah, we just start off with a stipulation match. We don't even build to it.
But yeah, that's what she said.
Well, I think the implants are getting to her brain.
Probably. She have implants?
Probably. If not, then I don't know. Her naturals are poisoning her. I don't know. Fuck.
Well, there you go. But yeah, this is like quite the weird story. We never heard from Kurt Angle.
What's there to say?
I don't know. I guess tell his side.
His side is he lost his wife when he was knee deep in pills. Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, as his wife was dying on her cancer bed, stole another man's wife, and it affected his career. And then Kurt
Well, he
Angle
could say,
had to find solace in the smooth, creamy bosom of Kelly Kelly.
yeah, he could say that. Like, well, not, like, he could
See, there's
say,
nothing to say. You just fucking keep your mouth shut and let it blow over. Everybody
no,
wants to turn to
I'm,
Twitter and spout their thoughts. Just let it go.
I'm just saying, he could say, I don't want to talk. This was a long time ago. This was years ago. I don't want to talk about that, but I did bang Kelly Kelly. That's what that's all he could say. Like, yeah, I don't want to talk about my failed marriage, but yeah, I banged her.
I did.
I banged her a lot. And she was 19 when I did it too, so
Yeah. Kelly
let's not
Kelly,
forget that.
Don Marie, and even Awesome Kong once. Now that would be a
Awesome
story.
Kong.
Yep.
Golly.
And I'll let you pick who was on top.
Well, obviously. You know, never mind. We've we've already gone off the rails enough on this episode. I don't want to break down having a really big woman on top of you, and what kind of experience that might be. Not that it's happened to me, just imagining the experience.
Oh, I
Not
imagine
saying
it being very suffocating.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a bad thing.
I imagine your cardio would have to be in tip-top shape. Your cardio, not necessarily hers. She'll
Yeah,
just be there like a mass. But you gotta work.
from her being on top.
Both. You gotta climb and then you gotta be climbed. And
No,
you gotta flex certain
she.
muscles so you don't just get crushed.
You got to keep a tight core.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's over. You're looking at a wheelchair for the if
Like you gotta,
if you don't keep that core in a perfectly taut position, it's
yeah,
curtains.
keep your core engaged. Like, don't let it get to your back now. If you get, if you don't keep that core tight, it's gonna get to your spine, and then you're gonna be wheelchair bound.
Exactly.
But
And if
it'd be
any man
worth
can
it.
pull it off, it's Kurt Angle. Just ask
Yeah,
Awesome Khan.
well, that's just pure speculation. I don't think Kurt Angle's the Awesome Kong type of guy anyway.
I bet he is. Yeah, he is. I thought
Yeah,
didn't he marry I thought he married a black lady.
did he? Oh, what's he doing with Kelly Kelly?
Well, I mean,
Yes,
you can have different chocolate and vanilla. I mean,
different worlds there. Very different worlds.
oh, Kurt Angle. Oh, there's some lady that looks like she belongs on The View.
His wife?
Yeah,
Oh,
she looks
okay.
like a Star Jones or a Gabrielle. You know, just that
I mean, you're saying names, but I don't know any of them.
Gabrielle Union.
I don't be. Oh, no.
No, she
Get
doesn't
that
look.
kind of
She doesn't look
quality.
like her, but she has that same like she's put together like
I
her.
mean, but if you are getting Kelly at the age of 19, I guess you can.
You can't.
Anything is possible. Like Gabrielle Union, I guess you can be pulling those kind of numbers. When you win the Olympic, when you win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, you can pull those kind of numbers.
And he can pull Awesome Kong.
Sure. I guess he can if he wants.
Yeah,
He has his pick of the litter.
he's a gold medalist. Think Awesome Kong would say no to that? I don't know what the fuck we're talking about this week.
You get stuck on, you get stuck on something, and you just gotta keep
I
the
get
shit
stuck.
going. Yeah, you're stuck on Awesome Kong. She's irrelevant.
She ain't irrelevant. She's one of the premier lady wrestlers that Kurt Angle stooped.
Mm. I mean, you could have went like Jackie. She's still, her name never comes up in scandals. Jackie, Jacqueline.
No,
Like no one, no one tried to bang her
I bet they did.
or, uh,
Although she looks like she'd rip your head off.
was there any other?
Jazz.
Was she around 2006?
Probably. Where she was around, I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
I felt like she was in TNA
was she?
at some point. I don't know about 2006.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, 2020.
Golly, she was around in 2020.
She is now. Started with ECW in 99. WWE 2000, 2004. Did Indies 2005, 2006. Came back to WWE in 2006. Women's Superstars Uncensored 2007 to 11. Shine Wrestling
The hell is
2012 to
that?
14. I don't know.
Where she's really like scraping the indies. Shine
Sakara,
wrestling.
National Wrestling Alliance. Oh, she was in
Now
AEW.
those are names. Hmm. Amazing.
Yeah.
She made it to the big leagues then.
Yeah, she was in WWE.
There you go. Gave you a softball there.
You know, we are simps.
Yeah, we're WWE Simps according to TikTok. So now, speaking of WWE, brings us to possibly the biggest news of the year. Well, definitely the biggest news of the year. And it's funny that we're talking about this again just less than a year from when we were talking about it the first time. And that is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He has returned to the WWE.
He has voted himself back in to the board of directors.
Oh, he didn't vote himself back in. He bullied himself back in. He strong dicked himself back in.
There you go.
He went full blown. He went full blown Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like he forced. He was like, "No, I don't think you understand. I'm coming back. I'm giving you the option to be on board with it, but it's happening either way."
And it was beautiful. I think more people should do that.
Yeah, and as we were talking about it, so let's lay this out here. Um, so around it's a little bit before Christmas, and we talked about it on our show. Vince McMahon, he he said that he had the interest of coming back
Well,
to
he said he was
WWE.
giving bad advice, and
Yeah,
if he would have just stuck it out, things would have blown over. And he wanted to come back.
yeah, and he had expressed interest.
And we said that
That
was a
was
bad
like
idea because that would destroy the wrestling business.
right. This was right before Christmas time,
Yes.
and then a little bit after that, he sent his official letter to the board of directors, or to the shareholders, I should say, letting them know that his intention is to return to the WWE, and he wanted their approval.
And this is when it gets
They,
interesting.
yeah, so they go back and they say that we don't think that's a good idea. Furthermore, we have some information, we have something that hasn't been brought to the public. We have more dirt on you.
There's more.
Yeah.
More
And
shit.
so you kind of, the way it was worded, it was kind of like, hey, we we got more on you, so if you come back, that might just see the light of day. It's kind of like a threat.
Well, that was a
When
bad
you
move
did you
because
did you kind of take it as a threat? Like,
no,
hey,
I
if you come back, we got more on you, so
no,
you
I
don't want that
honestly
coming
didn't.
out.
I didn't think that. I thought that they were just saying just that. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? There's stuff that's gonna come out that's just gonna make this even more impossible.
Yeah. So yeah, they say don't think it's a good idea. And you thought that it would be the end there, but no, it wasn't.
Oh
Vince
no.
McMahon then comes back again and says, "No, I don't think you understand. I'm definitely coming back because I'm the primary shareholder, and I can do that." Um, he stated in his letter that as the primary shareholder, he was not going to approve any TV deals, any media deals, not any sale of the company, all that. He wasn't going to approve any of it unless he was in charge.
See that thread I picked up on.
Well, it wasn't a threat. He was very direct about it.
Well,
um, and it's funny that he just pointed out, hey, as primary shareholder, I need you to understand that I'm not approving shit unless you let unless I'm unless I'm the the president
of WWE. Unless
of
I'm back.
WWE.
So now the
Yeah.
real question is, because Vince says that he's only there to help facilitate a sale and help get TV rights and shit. Even though there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of uh, real movement on that prior to Vince coming. So which makes this even more bizarre because it's so out of the blue. Um, I
Well,
lost it. Yeah,
they've been discussing a sale
they've been
for a
discussing
while.
it, but they haven't really been like engaging in it.
Yeah, they haven't been engaged in it. I mean, they've been doing they were doing like the budget cuts before Vince left. They kept firing all those people.
Yeah. Well, Vince did that. Remember, that was an annual thing. Oh, what wrestlers are going to get released this year?
Yeah. So they kind of went through that. Um, so that was kind of, even though they didn't say it directly, you can kind of see that that was maybe them positioning themselves to look good, um, which is also some of the reason, even more of a reason why I think Brock Lesnar could potentially be winning the Royal Rumble.
Which just says,
Um,
fuck it, go with old reliable.
yeah. Hey, we're trying to look the best we can to whatever company's gonna buy us. So yes, someone like Brock Lesnar being front and center is where you want to go with that. Uh, and I guess just real quick. So yeah, this he forces himself back in, and then this was as of January 6th, so Thursday. And on Friday, we did get the official statements that Vince has come back. Um, every news source picked this up,
Of course.
and by Friday, we're having a company meeting, and you got Stephanie McMahon calling an all employee meeting, and
I
she's
think the
letting people
wrestlers
know
were excluded in this. From what I
they were.
understand, the employee meeting, it was just the office people. It wasn't the wrestlers. I think the wrestlers got the email saying that we're excited to have Vince back, but as far as the creative stuff, nothing's changing. And
Yeah,
Vince, to his credit, he says he only wants to be there to facilitate the sale. He doesn't want to be anywhere near creative. Which, if you buy that or not, that's another story. But that's what he said.
yeah, that's what he said. I think it's just a matter of time before Vince is back in creative. Um, the way I see it is, if they dip in the ratings or something like that, that's when Vince is gonna try to take back over creative. Because this is the same guy who just told the shareholders that the only way to get a TV deal is with him in charge.
Right.
So this the person who says something like that is not gonna just like, because you remember he didn't leave creative, or he didn't voluntarily leave creative. He got forced out.
Right.
So it was something that
Even though he retired and stuff, it was not voluntary.
yeah, it wasn't something that like he had come to the realization that he doesn't have it anymore or anything like that. He got forced out. So
Right.
the itch probably is still there that he still wants to do it. He's been doing it since he's owned the company. So I think it's just a matter of time before he takes that back over, which will definitely kill WWE.
They'll just destroy everything. Well, I admire the fact that Vince is like, you know what, this is my baby, and I don't care if it's the worst decision ever for it. God damn it, I'm going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And he's just playing that violin while everything just burns to the ground.
Yeah, and there was and I forgot the year, but there was a promo that he did, and it goes back to that promo where he said, "This is my creation." So the storyline I remember the exact time it happened. The storyline was Ric Flair was like co-owner of WWE for this like short period of time, and Vince McMahon he brings the NWO to inject a lethal dose of poison, and he pretty much says, "This is my creation, and I'm gonna kill it." So he says he's gonna inject the poison. Pretty much is what's playing out right now in real life.
Yeah. Now, the real question is what's going to happen with the talent?
That is the real question. Um, I think for one thing, Stephanie did say that they are. Excuse me. Stephanie did say they're safe, right?
Right.
Nothing's gonna change. Triple H is in charge. So I think while that's still a thing, they'll be safe until, again, until about the WrestleMania part, and then Vince is going to take back over creative. So the one thing is, you got people like Johnny Gargano. They brought him back to the company. He's probably gonna have to go get fired or something. You got people like
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. He's about to be
Oh,
buried
Gunther.
again. Gunther.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's about to be buried. Carrying Cross, he's about to put his shredder mask back on.
Oh
Who else
man.
we got?
I didn't think about Gunther.
Yeah, because remember that there was that thing that Vince was
Yeah.
growing stale on him.
Somebody real could be affected.
Carrying Cross, he's gonna gotta put his shredder mask back on. Austin Theory, he's gonna have to go back to Theory.
Well, I think Austin Theory will be okay.
Well,
That's
he's
one
gonna
thing
be.
that Paul did right.
Well, he's gonna have to, because they changed his name to just Theory. Because
Oh
can't have
right.
two Austins.
Even though there's not an
Um,
Austin.
but there was an Austin, and right after WrestleMania is when they changed it because there was an Austin. Oh, you can't have. Oh wait, the biggest person of all this that is like eggs should be all over his face. William Regal,
Oh boy.
because he just he just left. He just got
Yeah.
back like a day before that news broke.
Yeah.
So
He just started.
yeah, and now he's got to deal with this. Like he looks the worst out of all this. Um, you have. I just want to take a second to appreciate Tony Khan because Tony Khan he threw up on Twitter the day the news broke, Friday. He puts up on Twitter, everybody's being so nice to me at work today. It must just be the belated holiday spirit. In reference to, like the Miros and Andrade all claiming that they're unhappy. They want to go back to the other company. All the people that Triple H tampered with. I bet they're not so eager to go away now.
Well, until another locker room fight breaks out.
CM Punk, you think he's willing to mend those fences now? Because he can't go back to WWE.
Depends on how much he wants to spite AEW.
Well, he's not going back to WWE. With I would say when you know, Triple H in charge, there's a chance he goes back. But with Vince, there's no way.
You never know.
And if he does, that'd be great to see if he does. But
Like he'd have to swallow a lot of his pride to get to go to WWE in the first place, even with Triple H there. So I mean, I don't see a little bit more pride being that much of a sacrifice.
yeah, and apparently he needs the money. If you understand what they say there. Um,
He needs the money.
well, that was the thing. It's like he's back because he needs the money, not because of he wants to save wrestling or anything like that.
Okay.
Um, and just real quick, we have some potential. I think it's worth noting. We talked about the sale of WWE. We have some potential buyers in the running. So we have Comcast, who owns the Peacock service that the WWE runs their live events on, premium live events. That's number one. Number two, Fox. They're in the running.
Okay.
Um, Disney. They're in
Yeah.
the running.
Dude, if
I mean,
Disney
they
gets
do.
a hold of them, it's over.
Oh, it gets worse. So, I mean, Disney owns ESPN, so
It'll be
yeah,
nothing but
they're just yeah.
Montez Ford and Sonny Kiss.
I was wondering. I did wonder, like, if Disney, if Disney does get him, how woke is it gonna
Well,
like?
just look at their
Quincy
movies.
Elliott's gonna be a champion, and
Yeah, he'll be the primetime feature.
golly, Quincy Elliott. If I see you, can you just?
And
I
all
want you to let this sink in real quick. Quincy Elliott is gonna beat Gunther. Just let that sink in real quick.
well, no, it'd be worse. They'd have it to where like anytime one of the male wrestlers is in trouble, the women wrestlers would come and save them.
Yeah, and then you'd have like
And then you would get your Rhea Ripley getting no selling caught bullets.
so yeah, Disney they're on the running, but hopefully it doesn't go there. Warner Brothers, Netflix. Uh, that would be
That'd be bad too.
Amazon's also on that list.
Yeah.
Um, Between Netflix and Amazon, I think I could see Amazon more than Netflix because Netflix isn't really like a live service. So where we're going with the TV stuff,
Right.
but Amazon, they just paid for like the NFL contract to get the Thursday night games. So I could see it being on Amazon. Um, Endeavor Group Holdings, they own UFC.
No, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd definitely be interesting. And you see like with Endeavor, so they own UFC, but Dana White is still like the face of it.
Uh
So I should say whoever buys WWE is probably going to be that kind of same deal. Unless it's Disney, then Mickey Mouse is going to be the face of it, and
no, it'll be a multicolored flag. That'll be the face of Disney.
it's going to be. I got nothing.
It's
I was going to
probably for
change
the best.
WWE and I was going to change WWE until into some other letters, but I
W's
couldn't think of.
woke wrestling entertainment.
There you go. um, and then we also got Liberty Media. They do some Formula One stuff, and the biggest one on this list is not on this list, but there's this like Saudi group. I can't find their names right now. There's this big Saudi group that they own like the soccer league, and then they tried to open some kind of golf league.
Okay.
They're also a front runner,
Okay.
but
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
remember the golf. Everybody was pissed off about that because people that weren't like in the top echelon of the what the PGA considers to be the
yeah, they
top
want
golfers, they were allowed to participate. And they're like, "That's not fair. It's not fair that people equally get to play."
yeah. Uh, but yeah, can you imagine WWE being run by like a Saudi group? Oh, I don't even know if I could support that. Not that I couldn't. I don't know. As long as I should say, us as fans shouldn't worry about any of this
Right.
as long as the TV product gets better or, you know, doesn't change for the worse. Like, I can tell you now, if Disney gets them, it's going to change for the worse. It's going to be unwatchable. But overall, us as fans, we should just be worried about the TV product not changing.
Disney, Netflix, or Amazon. If either of them get their whole hands on it, might as well start making box cars.
Yeah.
Just do a box car podcast.
But yeah, it's just, but yeah, we have some potential buyers. So I guess with, I don't know if those potential buyers, like how close they are. Oh, one more thing I want to note here. And apparently they are in talks with J.P. Morgan or something. Let me see if I can find the details on that real quick. And talks with, or they've partnered with J.P. Morgan to facilitate the sale. So that was the first time I actually heard that they had partnered with someone to facilitate the sale. So maybe they're like
Yeah, that's a
moving
first for me too.
moving more forward with this.
Well, they gotta give the illusion of doing something, otherwise Vince's hand will be played.
Yeah, they hired J.P. Morgan to to advise on the sale.
What if it turns
But
out
you're
Vince's
saying
Uncle Howdy?
then Bray Wyatt's dead. Can you imagine being killed 3 times? Or probably more than that. Like, you keep recreating your character only to be buried again.
Yep.
Like, golly. Poor Bray Wyatt. But hopefully, again, uh, hopefully the product on TV doesn't get any worse with all this. Hopefully Vince keeps to his word. If he doesn't, sorry. We will be here if he doesn't. And I think fans are going to start watching with the eagle eye and try to point out, oh, there he is. There's Vince McMahon. You know, and like
Right.
if we see the 24/7 title back on Raw, then you know it's over.
Nick Ebert, go back to that goddamn trash can. Pick it up. Wear it with pride.
And he's telling her, yeah, right there, pick it up.
No, with your anus.
You know, she hasn't been on TV since she's thrown it away, has she?
She hasn't been seen since War Games.
Oh yeah. So yeah, she's gonna like be strolling back and he's gonna pick it up, damn it. But yeah, if you see that title, just know it's over. And he's back.
Well, that and if you start seeing Gargano and Loomis and the Street Profits, if they all of a sudden just disappear, and then you see we'd like to wish them luck on their future endeavors email.
Yeah, if we gotta start putting out APBs for them. And this and as the last thing, I bring it back to, and this is why Brock Lesnar might win the Royal.
See, you tell me I get stuck on one thing.
Well, I'm just saying, as you talk about, or as I talk about it, it's just, why do they have him on the poster if he's not there to make some kind of big impact?
Because he's the biggest name. Aside from Roman Reigns,
And what do the biggest name does do?
it sells tickets. Oh, Brock Lesnar's going to be there. Okay.
Mm. Well, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Do you think Brock Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble? Is even going to be in the Royal Rumble? Let us know what you think.
And also let us know what you
And
think as far as Kurt Angle's list. Kelly, Awesome Kong, the other lady, Dawn Marie. Which one would you do? Angle's done them all. Allegedly.
Allegedly. But definitely Kelly. When she was 19. But if you agree with anything else, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments. Hit the like button. And until next time, Top Guys out.